Hey,
Hey.
what's going
Oh,
on? How you
Married at
doing?
first sight, sweet God. I'm good. How you had? Hey, I know I just saw you the other night, but how has your Thursday been?
Honey, it's been busy. Look, this what I got today. Y'all know I'm normally drinking tea. This is what we got today.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Y'all know I always be drinking when we be on here, all something. So I got you. I'm right here with you. Okay, right here
Girl,
with you.
it's been one of them
And I
days.
tried to do a little cocktail with some Sprite and some fruit. Yeah, so I got that in the fridge chilling. So when I run out of my wine, let me go get the girl. Yeah, it's Friday. Yes, ain't nothing wrong with a little wine at all.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So
We waiting on
look,
Heather. She was coming back in.
look. So how you
Um,
nerves? Look, cause all our nerves was a little bad. How your nerves doing?
um, this week has been just. Let me just say, I feel like Pastor Cat felt this on this episode. And emotions. It was just. It was a lot. It was a whole lot.
Oh yeah, trust me.
Um, I don't. I'm sure. Let me pull up our little Bible, our little guide.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's a good man too. Cause look, we've been
because
just
I'm sure
going.
I know where to begin. But
Let me see.
yeah, it. This has been amazing. I'm trying to
To
go to my
say the
downloads. Y'all know my light years behind everybody.
least.
Light years behind everybody. I am.
Girl, here we go.
Okay, there we go. Oh Lord.
Hey,
It
Y'all,
sounds like you're low. Your phone is low. Or your not phone, but your
let me
computer is low.
let me change.
Your mic low.
My audio is doing whatever it wants to do. Can y'all hear me now?
yep, loud and clear.
All right, good. So I
Yes,
don't know what happened.
Yeah.
My my computer decided it needed to do an update as we were going live. So here we are.
Oh cool.
I'm
Oh
like,
joy.
what's happening?
Look, it have a man of its own.
It does. It does. So here's how y'all doing, uh,
Look, you weren't here. Y'all know I'm normally drinking tea. This is the beverage tonight.
baby. Mystery beverage. You hear me? Mystery beverage.
Look,
When
your
I
face got
say
a whole
I'm so
concoction lined
tired.
up. Man.
Yeah, I go when I get through with this glass of wine, I done mixed up a concoction that's sitting in my fridge chilling, waiting on me to go get it out. So
Listen.
yeah, it's been that type of week.
It has been. It's been that kind of week. And then not only has it been that type of week just for all of us, but they had the audacity to give us this foolishness this week with this Chris and Paige saga.
My nerve. That's why I got wine. That's part of the reason. My own little stuff I had going on this weekend. Then I watched that and I had an attitude.
You have nothing but an attitude after watching that. Like, I mean, and I know we have a list of things to go into, and it's partially my fault that we already 10 minutes in. But let's get into how. Okay, like we like to start with the ratings. How do y'all rate this episode?
Faith, you go first. Uh-oh, did she freeze?
Oh,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to come back. I'm gonna have to come
Okay.
I'm gonna come back in. Let me give my rating first before I do that. I'm gonna say a 6 is what I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna come out and come back in.
Okay. Got you. I don't know. Something happening tonight.
Because I don't know why I'm pausing.
Not really sure it's the weather or whatever. So what you think, Tamika? What you got?
My attitude is just so bad right now. I don't even. I want to get them a 0 or mad.
Man, absolutely. It's terrible.
Terrible. I'm just mad at the world right now because we're gonna get into it. But I don't think I like none of them right now.
Okay. I mean, you know what? I'm with you on that because here's the thing for me. Y'all know my ratings already be tough, you know, and I don't even know where to go with this. I have no way of figuring out what am I doing with this rating tonight. I have nothing. I have nothing for them. And a lot of this is because I just think they just feeding us a bunch of bull right now. Like, look at this. This episode was 2 hours long, and a good 45 minutes of it was about Chris and Paige by themselves.
Yep.
There was other drama, but we were still hyper focused on Chris and Paige.
And Paige, I just want to know who raised you. That's all I got for her.
Let's just talk about the fact that she really hasn't been right. You know, and I said this, and I told y'all guys, I went on another
the Vincent one.
Yeah, I went on one of the lives with a couple of other with this couple, these YouTubers, and we were talking about this. Like, I think, and before we even get into it, this is why I say we teach boys to be men, and we teach girls to be wives. We don't teach them to be
individuals.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so you can already tell that the problem is Paige has been waiting all of her 26 years to be somebody's wife. And she does, even though she's driven, even though she has all these things going for her, she's supposed to be smart. She got a couple of streams of income going. She can do a whole lot. I mean, I know I wasn't that career driven at that age to where I would know to have, several streams of income. She's a property owner. She's renting out her house. She's a realtor. She's an accountant. She's doing all these things. So she's set up pretty well. And she, first of all, let this boy tell her that she make a third of what he make. No, what did he say? A quarter. I was like,
yeah.
How
about she has book sense.
Mm-hmm.
She has focus.
Yeah.
But common sense, it just ain't there.
No. She wants and here's the thing. She believes in love. And I get that. But y'all,
I believe in love, but love starts right here. Because if I don't know how to love me, I can't show you how to love me. And both of us can't be mistreating me.
Right.
So in order for me to show you how to love me, I got to love me first. And she ain't there.
She's not there. She's not there. Hey guys, if you want to get in, the link is posted on my YouTube page and on the Heather's Passion Academy page. For some reason, StreamYard don't like for me to post anything on my personal page. So I have posted the links in the comments on my on both of those YouTube page, and then so that's what we're gonna do. So it looks like that. So if you guys are looking for it, you can just post it in there. So here's the other thing. The other thing that really bothers me about Paige is she ignores the writing on the wall.
Neon brands.
Yeah. Writing been there. The writing just sitting there looking at her, staring at her in the face, and
saying,
it's just blinking. It's a big neon sign. She's doing this. If she like, I don't see it.
That doesn't pertain to me.
He don't want to.
Me.
He don't want to.
And I'm like, girl, he done told you you're unattractive. He's told you the only thing he really likes about you is your body. He's only used you for physical things. He keeps talking about his ex at any time
Absolutely.
he gets a chance to talk about his ex. And now he's telling you, you know what? I already talked to a divorce lawyer. I don't know. We have skipped all past this other stuff, but he's already doing the things to undo this because he just don't want to be with you. And there have been several theories, and y'all know I don't like dealing with theories. I like to see some concrete truth. But one of the theories is there was never a baby to begin with, and that he was just trying to get a divorce because he
No,
just didn't like her. There was another theory
he's trying to get out.
that he and the ex set some things up. Anyway, I can't wait to see all this play out. But let's go ahead and get started with the first part of it, because child, we done went out, and I ain't using
everywhere.
slides. The only time I'm using slides is when we talk about Pastor Cal. Let me just tell y'all right now, ain't gonna be no slides tonight.
He was a whole mood.
Baby, when I say the all these emotions that Pastor Cal had by himself was enough. So let's get started. We are talking about them packing up to go home. You see Eric and Virginia, they still good and drunk, kissing all over each other. Let's board the plane. You ready to go home? They doing whatever they doing. You see that Brianna and Vincent are kind of, hey, you ready to get started? Sure, yeah. And then you got Clara and Vincent. They're doing what they do. They just look like they have settled into marriage pretty good. And then
Right.
you see the two problematic couples. You see that Haley like, listen, I got my seat changed. I'm not gonna be on the plane with Jacob because he called me a liar, and so I just think it's best for us to have some space. And then you see them, they doing their own thing on the plane. Then you see that Paige is like, hey, bruh, I'm actually traveling alone because Chris then got his ass on another plane and he going to Chicago. And so I'm gonna be by myself. So first of all, let me tell you something. And I'm not clingy. I'm not touchy feely. I am not the what you call the typical sentimental kind of girl. I love my space. I love my space so much. I've been trying to float an idea of having 2 master bedrooms. I like space. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. It got to do with me. I like my space. But I wish you would book a flight to somewhere else when we supposed to be on our way back home. I wish you would. I wish you would be so mad that we're going to switch plane seats in this Rona. We can argue on the plane. We got plenty of time to argue on the plane. Let's get it together. So I want to know, with these two couples that we're talking about that have obviously severed ties on the, not necessarily severed ties, but have gone to separate corners, where do you what do y'all think about this? What is this going through your head when y'all saw that happening?
For me, I said a long time.
Dude, right?
Huh? Haley and Dude. Yeah, you can start with Haley and Dude because we're gonna talk about Chris and them last. Just we don't even want to talk about them at all right now.
I said a long time.
That's fine. No, I don't have to talk about Chris and them.
Ever.
She done paused again.
Right.
That's okay. She'll be back.
Yeah. Well, for me, Haley, I said a long time ago, she don't like him. So it's just like pulling teeth and hitting the same dead dog with her because she's like this, and he's trying real hard to like get her to open up, and everything that she gives him back is just so fake. It's just so phony. And so if I were him, I would check out and just keep on checking because she wasn't ready for this. Like, how you go from I'm 21, I done broke up, now I'm 28, and I ain't had no man since then to I'm married. You just did that because everybody else was doing it.
Right. The thing that I said about Haley is, first of all, I've always said I did not like her friends. But the other thing, because I thought that was really weird, the way that her friends were just like, what, and I felt like her friends have always just boxed her into being the single friend that, she can go and run all our, do all our whatever, with us. So, or for us, she's one of those friends where you go, well, she ain't got nothing to do, so we'll just let her do it. So they've been used to relying on her as being that friend. And I don't think that they are accustomed to her being, or even wanting some attention. But the other side of it is that I don't think that Haley has ever really considered being in a relationship because she's been comfortable being by herself. And I've always thought that one of the things with Haley is that she's only doing this because she's running out of things to do alone, and she wants her friends to do the same that she's been doing for them. I don't think that marriage was the step for her. Like, maybe you just needed a dog and that's it, or maybe do something like that, volunteer somewhere. But being with a spouse, the thing that really gets me is that a lot of them don't understand that marriage is not just like, I just need somebody to kick it with, or I'm super horny, so I just need, some regular incoming sexual activity with one person. Like, I feel like most of them sign up because of that, but they haven't really done the actual work on themselves so that other people could really, want to do these things. And they already have an out. They come in like, I'm leaving.
Yeah. It's like they don't understand that there's a difference between just having a spouse and having a marriage.
Yeah.
There's a really big difference. That's just like when people put so much into the wedding. Oh, the wedding has to be perfect. The wedding has to be this. The wedding has to be that. But you ain't made no plans for what this actual marriage is going to look like.
Right.
And I feel like people displace where the priorities are supposed to be. It's a whole new set of responsibilities when you call yourself somebody's wife and somebody's husband.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other thing is, and I really want people to understand this too, that when you decide your rules of engagement for your marriage, that's for that particular relationship. Some of the things may work for all relationships, but generally there are things that only work between those two people. And and I'm going to roll this into the thing with Eric. Eric has very specific ideas of what he wants, and he ain't trying to hear nobody else's ideas. And that's where I think he and Virginia are going to have a problem. The other thing is, so just going right back to Haley and Jacob real quick, is that Haley got a problem with accountability too.
Oh, absolutely. She don't see, well, no, that's not how that happened. Yeah, that's how that happened. Just say you ain't want to be bothered.
Right. Because he was like, he's very specific. One thing I do know about Jacob, and everybody, was saying that, he's weird and this 80s stuff is weirding her out. And to me, when she said the 80s stuff is a red flag, I'm like, baby, why is that a red flag? Red flag is you ain't been in a relationship in 7 years. But anyway, somebody liking 80s things is not necessarily a red flag. That is a preference. It's just like if you go gung-ho in your room and say, Prince is your favorite artist and you got a whole shrine to Prince. People specifically do things they like to do, and sometimes they go overboard. It's no different from women collecting purses.
In my case, shoes.
And shoes. Yeah. See, I don't have a whole lot of shoes, but I'm starting to have a little collection of purses and bags and stuff, and it's getting a little weird. But but that is the thing though. Like, it is it's crazy though that she's so laser focused on him talking about the 80s things, but she's not seeing the fact that you're giving off this vibe of, and I think, like he said, it would have been better if you just said you wasn't feeling me, you didn't like it. I could take that better than you lying to me, and you keep showing yourself to be a liar. And she got her feelings hurt because he said, well, you've lied, you know, a few times, so that makes you a liar. You know,
Yeah, that wasn't no mistake. That's the pattern.
right? If you said I'm going to have drinks with the girls and you got a text that says I'm going for drinks with the girls, and you go downstairs and you know, this person goes downstairs and says, oh, it ain't just the girl, look like all the couples are down here but me, then that's a whole lie.
A whole one. And then you get up and run the other way because you got caught.
Mm-hmm. But you telling him he's calling you a liar. So that's where I have a problem with. If you're gonna say it with your chest. If you mean it,
exactly,
mean it with your chest. Do what you got to do.
Let it be a I said what I said moment.
I said what I said. So what, you mad? Okay, then cool. So
exactly.
Just be okay with that. Be totally okay with that. The other thing that I wanted to kind of focus in on. Okay, so that's them on the plane. We said we ain't talking about Paige and them right now. So let's get to them off the plane and them they're moving into their new houses, and then everybody's just kind of talking. Mm-hmm. So we'll start with Virginia and Eric and just kind of make our way around, except for Paige. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So one thing I noticed about Virginia and Eric, and like I keep telling folks, I do not like it. I understand Virginia has a lot of issues.
Yeah.
I'm very clear on
that. Immature.
Very immature. I'm clear on that. I'm clear on the fact that she drinks way too much.
Way too much.
But I'm also clear of the fact that she's 26. I still give you, when you under 30, you don't quite have it all mentally together. Mm-hmm. The prefrontal cortex still messing with you. So I get that. What I have an issue with is not that, because, you know, my thing is, I think with time things will change when it comes to, you know, Virginia and her drinking and her wanting to hang out with friends. I think that's just all she knows. And I think that as she starts to develop a relationship and some kind of trust, she'll kind of pull back from that party. Because she said, well, he's going to just have to understand that that's what I do. This is how I party. Well, this is how you do now, until you find something else to occupy your time. And then, you know, eventually it won't be so great. And then when you get older, you just get tired. You don't want to be out there partying all the time. You know?
I think for her, though, because she does have a stubborn side to her, mm-hmm. I think that for her, she's going to try to hold on to that for as long as she can, for the mm-hmm. simple fact that Eric keeps basically telling her, I know about this more than you do. Right. Because I've been married. I've lived with someone else. I've done this. I've done that. And so it's like, because of also their age difference and the fact that she is 26, I feel like he feels like, okay, well, I'm going to just groom her to make her what I want her to be. But when he does do and say certain things, you can see it on her face, but she's just like, yeah, I'm not finna do that.
Yeah, she's like, I don't have time
to be a tug of war with them.
Yeah. The other thing, like I was saying, that the one thing I do not like is mansplaining. Because his thing is, well, marriage means da 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 da. I don't need you to give me the damn Webster's Dictionary definition of everything. Quit talking to me like that. You know, or she'll say something, you have to understand that you're married now. And I'm like, bruh, really? I'm starting with you for your
They're
first
gonna have to find,
huh?
Your Wi-Fi still.
They're gonna have to find some type of balance.
Yeah,
it's still acting a fool, y'all.
You might have to go in with your phone.
Oh,
go in with your phone instead of your computer. Try to log in on your phone instead of your computer.
Let me see if I can do it with my phone. Hold on. Crazy.
Okay.
Hold on.
Cause see, when she get in, she gonna catch us all up to what she was gonna be saying on these cards.
Yep, exactly.
But I think the other thing with him is that I think it means more to him that there's an age difference than it does to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he keeps pulling it up. The more I watch it, because y'all know I watch it like 3 to 4 times, right? Because I
Mm-hmm.
have to see what I'm missing. I think a lot of this is about, you know, I'm older than you. I know more than you do. I've been in a long-term relationship more than you do. I'm gonna show you the ropes.
Absolutely.
I don't want that. You get what I'm saying? There are certain things that I think that all of us say, I wouldn't mind someone showing me this. But I don't want you to always assume that that is what I want from you.
Right. Exactly. It seems like, I guess the best way to say it is he doesn't talk to her. He talks
Mhm.
at her,
At her, definitely.
and that is going to be a really big, and I don't even feel like he does it purposefully. I don't even think
Mhm.
that he's conscious that he does that.
Right.
But eventually it's going to take, in my eyes, a blow up between them for him
Hmm.
to get it.
Yeah.
Because right now she's just like, well, no. But she's
Yeah.
not really explaining her no. And when she does explain her no, it leads back to, well, this is what I've always done. So you're just going to have to adapt.
And then it also becomes a thing of, well, you just don't know any better. And
Mm-hmm.
you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like, first of all, he's dismissive.
Yeah.
Because and I've read in a lot of the groups and stuff, and everybody, she just this and she just that. But Eric got a control issue. We
Yeah. Oh,
can't look past
absolutely.
that.
I agree with that.
We cannot look past the fact that he has a control issue. And even though she's younger, even though she does things that he doesn't really care for, he can't keep dismissing the fact that she is an adult. She may be a younger adult, but she is an adult. She got to choose and pick how she wants to do things, and that's fine. But the other thing is, I don't need to be parented.
Right.
I don't
Exactly.
need to be parented. I don't need this from you. I don't have to have this from you. We don't have to have this type of relationship. And when it really comes down to it, I ain't got to listen to a thing you say. Really, you just a stranger I met 5 days ago.
Exactly. And you know what? I sometimes during their conversation,
Oh,
I forget that it's only been a couple of days
yeah,
because so much has been
it's
packed
happened.
into that. It's like they did just meet,
Right. Exactly. We got 2 people coming in. Faith is having some feedback, so I think she'll come in when she's ready. So I'll bring these 2 ladies in here. Y'all come on in. We going straight down the line. We got bullet points. We're going down this line. This is what we talking right
Okay,
now.
go
We
on
talking
now.
about them. Right now we're talking about when they moved in and these conversations that they're having. We're on Virginia and Eric right now. And so I'm just talking about the fact that Virginia and Eric, I know everybody don't like Virginia because they feel like she drink too much, but I really want to talk about the fact that Eric has a control issue.
He does. He does. But she's also kind of nitty because she got to realize that you married now, so you going over your friend, your guy friend's house when you drunk. No, that can't happen. No.
But I think that also
It
he
gotta
hasn't given her the opportunity to make the changes he thinks she's not gonna make.
Right.
right.
So
You gotta be patient.
I,
Both of them have to be patient with one another. And the other thing is, y'all are just a week in on this. Y'all ain't been married but for a week, so you can't be coming trying to lay down the gavel. You gotta do this. Well, you gotta understand this is how I live my life. Both of them are gonna have to come to some type of happy medium. Here is my thing. I feel like if you want to get your party on, I think Heather, you were saying earlier, she gonna get tired real soon of doing all that, going out and hanging out. The
mhm.
3 days this man out of town, as long as she ain't screwing around, which I don't 100% believe that she ain't screwed one of her best friends that she done laid on the couch with. I'm just putting that out there.
Business though.
Huh?
That's their business. They grown though.
Their business, they grown though. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I don't 100% think that ain't the case.
Right.
However, they're gonna have to come to some type of happy medium. They're not gonna be able to continue to go on in the way that they do. I think they're gonna end up, staying married. I don't think they're gonna be married long because he's set in his ways and she seems to be pretty set in her ways.
But here's the thing. If he's going to be out of town most of the time, why even mention that? Just do it when he's out of town.
But I think the thing is she's trying to be open and really be transparent about her behavior. I think that she's grown up with a lot of brothers. And this is the thing. You grow up with a lot of brothers and boys and cousins and
there's feedback from somewhere.
I'm a mute.
I don't think it's you, though.
Might be me.
Okay.
There it is. So I think that what happens is when you hang out with a grouping of, especially co-ed group, a bunch of guys and things like that, you try to be forthcoming with your mate that these are the people that I've been kicking it with since we were in diapers. So there's that understanding that you have, because I know people who have, good best friends that are, of the opposite sex.
That's me.
Yeah. I've grown up with a church full of folks. And the thing is, at any time, you just kind of, what she's trying to do is really introduce him to, hey, this is what I'm doing. The thing is, he wants her to ask permission for everything. And if you notice, like, even when she said she went out, he said, well, I would rather she asked me. And that's what she notified, because in my mind, I'm like, well, I told you. This is where I'm going to be. I have given you the courtesy of letting you know I'm hanging with my friends. This is where I'm going to be. This and this. I ain't never asked nobody for permission.
And I don't intend to.
I don't intend to. And that's what I tell folk all the time. When you get married, you do not get a new parent. You get a new partner. And so if you think that you have to always ask permission, that's going to get old too, because this whole thinking that, and y'all got to excuse me. I ain't gonna say excuse me because I don't apologize. I don't apologize for the way I think. I've never been told that I needed to ask permission from my spouse to do anything. We can clear things with each other. We can ask for, just let each other, just tell me what your opinion is on this. Regardless, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And you're going to have to be okay with that, as long as I'm not disrespecting the family, as long as I'm not out there wilding out, acting a fool, then I'm going to go. I'm going to be free to do what I want to do, because I'm an adult. It's my choice. So regardless, like I said, I don't believe in that, girl, I had a lady at one of my kids' school ask me one day, what did your husband say? I said, about what? It was something that I did. Did he know? I said, he ain't my dad. That's my daddy named Roy Brown. He died August 5th, 2004. So that is all y'all need to know. That's when my daddy died. I did not marry my father. And I don't say that to be disrespectful or mean or rude, but I've been grown a long time. I don't need nobody telling me what to do. You can, have an opinion. We can talk about it. We can discuss it, but you don't get to tell me what to do. And that's something that Eric needs to learn. Just because they work for your parents don't mean it work for you.
Mm-hmm. But I think to me personally, I always said it was going to be an age conflict. And I think she's still very much immature. And if they do stay together, they stay married, they're not going to stay together, because he's insecure. He's very insecure. Mm-hmm. And to say she can't have any friends and then say that he's not going to go with her, like, it makes no sense. So,
and then to also say that he's going to be gone so many days out the month. Yeah. So what you want me to do? Sit at home and stare at the wall until you come back?
Call her every 5 minutes, because that's what he's going to do.
I'm going to need you to ride that plane.
Yeah. That's what he gonna do. Call her every 5 minutes, and then I mean, she drinks, and he don't like that side of her life either. So it's just
But
gonna be a conflict.
and that's the thing that I'm looking at. My thing with her with the drinking is that obviously she self-medicates. If you look at her, she's very nervous. She's always like shaking her leg or her hand or something like that. She's a very nervous type person. Like there's a lot of unresolved issues she has. I would like to see her get some type of real help where she can, some counseling and everything. And I think that unless there's a pivotal moment in these 8 weeks, I would like to see her get some counseling so she can really approach, some of these issues that she's trying to drink away.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I'm like, they supposedly take them through such a rigorous background. So how are you pairing these people in? Hell, I go to counseling. I'm an advocate for counseling. I will lay on the couch and just, hey, look, fix me. I'm
Right.
an advocate for it. And I think, everybody should partake when it, at some point, because we all need to unload. That's just a part of being a freaking adult.
Right. Absolutely.
So being that they take them through such this rigorous background check, and they ask them so many different questions and stuff, it's like, how are y'all not picking up on this stuff? I know people can lie, but this stuff you couldn't have possibly covered up.
Again, I kind of felt like people like Dr. Pepper, she's a sociologist.
Right.
You're supposed to know like patterns, people's patterns. If you see how they live, you can tell if somebody living a lie. Like you should have known. We'll get into that in a minute. But and then even Dr. Viviana, who really bothers me the way that this season, the way she's answered, she's so dismissive on her little Instagram, like when they were asking her about all these things and she told everybody to calm down, and I'm like, I don't think that's what you really want people to do. But again, y'all study human behavior as a science. Why aren't you picking up when somebody's not being honest?
Yeah, because it's like, even with us, like, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, but I do know how to read people. I mean, in the jobs that I've had, you had to learn how to read people.
Right.
And for me, it's so blatant. So you didn't miss that. I feel like a lot of the stuff was done purposefully to add drama.
And what Natasha
I think so
said,
too.
They rushed the
I
process.
think they rushed the process and they didn't want to admit it. I wholeheartely believe that it was a full process that they did. They just needed to get something out, in time, and these were just the people that were available. You didn't see the big, how normally each year you see all these things. And of course, because of Rona, you're not gonna see big rooms and stuff full of people. But I also don't think that many people applied.
Right.
Because it's getting worse. It's just getting worse. And anyway, so we off on a tangent. But also Virginia was talking about how she needs her space.
That man gone most of the month. How much space?
I don't think it's hitting her though that she gonna be spending a alone time. I don't think it's hitting her that you probably gonna have more time than you think to yourself. And honestly, I've done parties for pilots' wives, and I know the type of lifestyle they live, because the husband is gone so many days a month, and they have a very good connection and a very good, support system amongst each other. But I also know they know how to party. So she worried about the party.
And my thing is this: if they're going to make it, it's going to be because he goes to work so many days out of the week. If they're going to make it, it's going to be because of that. She got that space.
Yep.
She can be herself without judgment. And he gonna have to get himself together as far as thinking everything gonna be like his mama with her hairstyle. Because I want his mama to look in the mirror and say to herself, I will not call 911 on Black people.
Don't she give you Karen vibes,
I'm
girl?
telling you, she seemed like the head Karen in charge. I don't know, but she kind of strikes me that way. That hair, I was like, oh wow.
Why you ain't got a picture of the hair?
I don't want to. I told you we ain't doing those slides today.
We need it now because now we gotta say Karen hair.
I will have it for the next time. Okay, so let's move on back to Brianna and Vincent. I really want to talk a little bit more about Brianna and Vincent. And I think what we're going to do, and I know I have my bullet points here, but I really want to kind of dig a little bit into them for like the next 10 minutes. I always say 10 minutes, right? Because we're 45 minutes in. But anyway, so let's talk a little bit about Brianna and Vincent. When they first moved in, you know, you could tell he seems happy to oblige her when she's like, take your shoes off when you're in the house and let's do this, let's get that done. And he's like, yeah, sure, anything you want. It seems like they're doing a good job of kind of they spar back and forth. They say little funny things here and there. And then we'll see later on that Vincent flips the script and tells her she being disrespectful to him.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it though. Are you seeing it?
The disrespect.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So several things. And y'all ride with me if you want to. If not, get your own car. But Vincent is super sensitive. That's number one. That's the first thing I picked up on. Number two is, and I'm gonna keep saying this every week, I think her family did her a disservice by calling her bossy at the wedding when they were describing her.
Next week.
Yeah. I think that was the biggest problem. The other thing is, I almost feel like Vincent is looking to pick a bone. You know, he's just trying to find a bone to pick about anything, just because they said she bossy and you need to assert yourself. So now he's just trying to find ways to assert himself, because the things that they talked about, like some of the stuff where she was like, oh, you don't want to keep the bathroom clean. He's like, this is going to be the messy bathroom. She's like, well, no, we can clean both bathrooms. To me, the things that she wants done, she's saying she's willing to do it. She didn't say you got to clean up. She said, I'll just clean both of them. And instead of him just saying, well, no, I just want this to be my space, because to me, that would have been the best way to communicate that. But let this just be my space. You have your space over here. You know, this is our space. This is my space. This is your space. You could have easily said that. The other thing was, I noticed he was taking a mental account of all of the stuff she had, where he was adding up in his head. I wonder how much all this stuff costs. If you saw his face when he looked at all the shoes up there, and then he looked at all of her clothes, he was taking a mental assessment of how much money she really.
Yeah, he was intimidated. That moment there intimidated him. Because I know in my mind, I have a pretty good idea of what an engineer makes. Okay,
right.
Pretty good idea, but to actually see how she has everything situated, you see all her stuff, that was intimidating for him. That was intimidating for him. And that was like, oh no, this heifer she got some cheddar. I have to compete with this. You know, how is this going to work out?
Houseway.
Yeah.
I also think that because of the fact that he seems like the type to me, he goes along, and he doesn't assert himself at the times that he should assert himself. So then, now that I'm agitated with you because of all this other stuff I didn't let slide, it's going to be that one thing that makes me go in on you.
Right.
And essentially what happened this time, because that very small thing was not enough for him to get up and leave. Because I do understand that her quips, she quick with it. She's sarcastic. She is. But by the same token, being that they don't really know each other, you can't be that with him yet, because y'all have not
built that relationship. But that was the opportunity for
right
him
now.
to say, you don't know me yet.
Exactly. But because of the fact that he does not assert himself when he should, there was no way that she could have known that.
Right. Absolutely. He seemed like the kind, like you having one conversation, you'd be like, that's why last week your breath was stank. Like, like last week.
Exactly.
He seems like, you know, and he's super sensitive, and it's always something really tiny.
Yeah. Because, like, I know for me, I'm very sarcastic, and
I
I'm
feel
so
like
that I don't even think about it. But I'm normally that way with people who know that one is out of fun, and two, I would never do you like that just to be an ass. But he don't know her like that yet. And some people you just can't play with like that because they take everything so freaking literally.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. That's part of the reason.
I just feel from a therapist side. I think that
Go ahead.
But he does things to try to hold in his anger, and so that's a part of him. She's gonna see if he don't hurry up and address whatever he's feeling about her, because he's just gonna lash out like his family told her, like he has a lot of anger issues. So, I mean, even with him storming out, I think he did that to keep from just exploding. And to me personally, she does a lot of things that's annoying to me. I feel like she's self-centered a lot. And so she got to understand she has a mate now. No, he may not have what she have, but I feel like she's self-centered from my perspective, and she's spoiled. So,
but I don't have a problem with spoiled women. Let me just say, I feel like if I make this amount of money and I can buy whatever I want to buy, do whatever I want to do, I sure can be spoiled. I think that the problem is,
but you know how many men are intimidated like by that?
Huh?
Do you know how many guys are intimidated by that?
Oh, it's a lot of them. I can tell you.
See, here's the problem with that. That's not my problem that you're intimidated by that. That's my whole thing.
I'm not gonna stop
assessment of who I am
with it.
Right.
And that's the thing. And I think with her, like she said, I
get it, but it's like, yeah.
I was what? Who? You're muted.
Sorry, my phone keeps muting by heart.
I'm like,
no, but I was saying, I think it's definitely a conversation that they're gonna have to have. They're gonna have to have it, and he's gonna have to be able to open up in order for her to understand. Even though she's probably worked tremendously hard to get where she is, I think she is the type of woman that's gonna help him stay afloat. But he got to understand it and don't come in feeling so intimidated by it.
And then also,
that's
just
how I feel about it. I think they'll stay together.
You think they're gonna stay together? Okay. So I want to add to that because I think one of the other problems is he does what we always say women do, right? You always base your current relationship off your past relationship and how people, you may have been mistreated in your previous relationship and you punish the person you're with, because of something the other person did. And it's not fair to that person because they don't even know what they're being compared to.
Right.
And, knowing that she's sarcastic and things like that, because I know I'm hella sarcastic. I know that I'm a jokester most days. You got to know, like, one of the things is to know me is to know that I'm probably joking. To know me is to know some things roll out of my mouth and it's like, where did that come from? I know that about me. I also know, just also with time, with age, I tell folk on the front end, you can take about 65% of what I'm saying seriously. The other part, whatever. But
But
they're young
do you
again.
think that? But Heather, do you think that applies with somebody that you don't know? Because
I don't.
I can see, I can relate to him because I'm very. I feel like I'm very like if somebody say something to me and I just met them and it's like if they say something to me and I feel like they out of line, like I don't want them to be my friend. Like I get what you're saying, but I think
Mhm.
sometimes some people can take sarcasm and some people don't know how to relate to it. And
I
I think I'm like that. And like I would go off on a deep end, even though somebody might be playing with me, but I'll be like, are you really playing or what? Like that.
well, and that's what I was saying. I
So I
think
think that
boundaries.
it's just something that like he was, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I think even for me, I to also know me is to know that it takes a long time for me to get comfortable with people. But once I know you, then I can get as sarcastic as possible. I'm usually one of the last people, and most people when they see me talking and they see all these things, they think I'm super social and they think I'm always like bubbly and everything. Usually when I walk in the room, I'm probably up against the wall because I got to assess the situation first. I need to see who you are before I can be me. And then if I see that who you are is not going to jive well with me, then I'm going to walk on back at the door.
Yeah.
I'm also very, very much a person that believes in boundaries. So I need to see where your boundaries are so I can tell you where my boundaries are. And then we can meet in the middle. But any of like friends and things like that, sure. Or even people who come into social gatherings with me where I finally let my guard down. Yeah, I'm going to, the thing about it is I don't think these people, any of these young people, and I can say young people because they all under 30 at this point, except them two old ones. Um, I
No,
think a lot of them are having issues with reading the room. Say it again.
I said I almost choked off my wine. Keep going. I'm
Please
sorry.
don't do that. Why? At least look, be kind and decent enough to turn your camera off if you decide to choke. See, there's a sarcasm that comes out like, could you die quietly? So
I'm need you to call 911, okay? 911,
I
okay?
got one phone here. I grab it. I grab it. But I think with them though, I think they have it. He is if they keep nitpicking or if he keeps nitpicking on like these little things where you can tell. I think the way I look at it is you can see that she really likes him and she's trying to find where her rhythm is with him. And she just really can't assess it because he goes from being he to he to
to ha
okay, that
ha.
wasn't funny instead of just saying it off the top. He hell. Yeah. He
Ha
goes
ha
from
hell.
he hell. He be like, what?
It seemed like
There
that's
are
how
so many ways you can give the just kind of give the okay, well that wasn't well that wasn't funny or anything to just let her know that maybe that did something to him or anything like that. But I don't think that he's equipped. We talked about this. Some of them just not equipped to communicate well, and that's what it's showing this season. Y'all picked a whole lot of folk with a whole lot of problems.
Because
yeah.
did you see it when Dr. whatever the Pastor Cal, whatever his name was there, and it took him a long time for him to say that, sometimes you do say stuff that kind of is disrespectful, but it took him a long time to say it.
And here, let me just talk about this word disrespectful. They throwing this word disrespectful around like a doggone like that.
Disrespectful.
Everything disrespectful. Be like, you drank out of that glass. It was disrespectful. Like everything. Like y'all, everything ain't disrespect. Sometimes it's just misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this season, first of all, we have the most sensitive guys in the history of any TV show I've ever seen. Where
I think
everything
they're the whiniest guys.
They
I
are
would be like, I would
made.
divorce them in a second because that's one quality of a man that is a deal breaker. If you whine a lot, I got to cut you loose, bro. I can't deal with a whiny man.
They are bitch made. I cannot. Y'all got a problem every time. That's fine. We talking in cursive, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, but hold on. Let me just leave for a minute. I'm leaving you right now.
I ain't never seen this much. You need a diaper. You need a wipe. What you need, bro? You need a bottle. Every time I turn around,
You need that titty milk.
that's what explain to me what is going on. Why? Oh, why? You cry over every little thing. You can't have no conversation like no grown man. I'm talking about from the 40-year-old to the youngest. You can't have no conversation like no grown man.
But I think the problem is, again, let me just move this over for a minute and just bring this over that we live in a society where we excuse them not being able to articulate because they're men. And we do all of the emotional lifting in relationships, in communication, because we get told all day long as women, you need to know how to talk to him, anticipate his need, do this, rub his back, buy him some.
I need him to open his damn mouth and just say, this is what I need from you. This is what I don't like. This is what I do like. Can you oblige?
Right.
Reach your
Where can we meet in the middle? That's my whole thing is we haven't really taught men how to meet in the middle. It's always, and I always start this because y'all know I'm like feminist, but not really.
You somewhere in the middle. What is
somewhere in the middle? Somewhere over there. Like I remember being a young girl and folks talking about, and the first thing they talk to you about, when you get married, who said I was getting married? Who said I wanted to get married? And then you got to change your last name. I didn't say I was changing my last name. Who came up with that? That's silly. And then, like when you start, they tell you all of these changes you got to make in order to be what's considered the perfect wife. But then they don't talk to young boys like that. They tell them about being a man. And, I will say this from time in and time out. We teach girls how to be wives. We teach boys how to be men. We do not teach girls to be women first. We don't teach them to have autonomy. We don't teach them to have any of that stuff. We teach women to be malleable and palatable to whomever, whatever, fictitious dude that we ain't even met the guy, but we have been taught to be in line and available and obedient before we even get into relationships where they've been taught, be a man, stand your ground, do this and be strong and all this kind of stuff. And everybody else has to move and be, everybody has to change and you set the temperature, but we don't get to set the temperature. And I think that's what we're seeing right now is that these women this season are setting their own temperature, and these men are either having to accommodate or they're going to have to go somewhere else because this ain't what you get in this time. You're not getting a whole bunch of people that's been raised to be wives first, except Paige. That's another story.
Yeah, she's just out there by herself.
You keep talking about, but did they even show Paige's parents on there? I don't remember. Did they show her parents?
Now they showed her parents in the first, like at the wedding and everything. But Chris didn't go see them for the brunch. How they normally go see the parents the next morning.
But you gotta think about.
I don't remember. He's something else though.
How they pick and choose what they gonna show. Because I'm quite sure that her parents had more camera time, but because of his drama and his bull crap. And also, you got to think about the fact that his nasty ass daddy and his mama that went along with that crap at the wedding. That him.
Well, so, what do y'all think?
You see where he gets it from? Because his daddy ain't shit.
But I was finna say, where do y'all think? Like, okay, so he proclaimed to come from the church. I feel like he has a sexual addiction that he has not addressed. And that's the bulk of his problems. What do y'all think
there
about
is a lasciviousness in there. I don't know if I pronounced that word correctly. He got to have what he want when he want it. Any kind of way he can get it, it don't matter. he can be of the church. It's a whole bunch of heathens and sinner men in the church. Okay. He was shady to me when he said he didn't want to be no minister because there wasn't no money in it. I knew then you were not called, baby. You were not called.
Mm.
It's a mess. I know we said we were gonna talk about this at the end. But let me go ahead, Hill.
She said, "Let me go."
Look, I know, because you know,
But
at
did
this
y'all,
point,
but
the
did y'all think the
chickens have gone
pastor
to hell
was?
at this point.
I think the pastor was like 3 seconds from cursing. He was like, I can't say that because I'm a pastor. I'm just like, he wants the plum go off on this boy. I'm like,
I
he's
wanted
so
him
full
to.
of himself.
And from what I understand, Pastor Cal had told them he didn't agree with
Them,
Chris being on there.
he did. They
Mm-hmm.
should have listened.
Every
Because
year
he
Chris
from,
wasn't his selection.
Yeah, it seems like every year he got a problem with somebody. He'd be like, I ain't want you. Understand, I didn't want you.
And this is the reason why.
Yeah, and he tells them, I didn't want you. They fought tooth and nail for you. I ain't had no choice. But I personally did not want you. I done seen that. I've been watching. I watched 2 other previous seasons. He done told 2 people, I ain't want you.
I didn't choose you. He quick to say, I didn't choose. He like me. You wasn't my choice. But you move on about your business because you know sometimes you just know. Sometimes you just know these people just not there for the real reasons that they say that they're there.
right.
You know,
And
Chris
then
knows a lot
Paige,
of.
I can't get over her dumb self though. You continue to have unprotected sex with him after he told you he got somebody pregnant. And I'm thinking, is your self-esteem that low?
Hold on. Not after he told you. After he told you, you don't look good. I'm not attracted to you. Not when you done told. The first time you said, I'm not attracted to you. Hey, bro, where these divorce papers at? Let me sign them right now.
Did y'all realize that when they at the ceremony, when he saw her, because you know she came in with the 2 escorts, they couldn't get this so that you couldn't know what he said. He looked and he said, "Oh shit." So that right there, let him know I don't even want you. And then it was like when it was time to kiss, he was like, "Do you want me to kiss you?" He wasn't asking her that because he didn't want her to be uncomfortable. He asked her that because he didn't want to kiss her.
But then he told, when he was walking to the altar and he saw her mother, he told his mother, her mother, "You're beautiful." So I'm like,
Chris says what he thinks that people want to hear. Chris does not speak in actual terms. He still uses a lot of preacher words. He still uses a lot of stuff that he thinks is going. It sounds good, but you got to read into it. Chris don't speak straight. He's not a straight. He don't say nothing that you can really understand. It's always this is a situation where I was thinking about, and we was. It ain't never nothing. You know, it's like what? The boy just say, "I got this girl pregnant."
TD fake. That's what he is. He is TD fake. Okay.
Ooh, TD fakes is true. We need to hashtag that. But but that's what I'm saying. It's just a bunch. He talks in circles all the time. He's always, I can see why we was put together. She may not be the woman that I wanted, but she's the woman that I need. And I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Can I go find him? He can. And you know what?
He obviously don't have a mirror though. That's all I'm gonna say.
But his mama loved him. That's all that matters.
Yeah, he's the mama's baby for real.
These jeans that this man had on when he was walking down this hall that he could barely walk in. Yeah, did y'all see that?
That's why it's hard to believe that he got a baby on the way because he be crunching his nuts. Ain't nothing swimming in there.
Yep. Nope.
Wait a minute, say that again. I missed it.
Why you always leaving us, Heather?
She always leaving us. The jeans he had on when he was walking down the hall. He was walking down, they were really, really tight. The baby was barely getting down the hall. I did not understand, sir.
You might need to say ma'am. I was gonna say.
Did he go back to Chicago to see the ex?
I'm mad he
That's
went
what
to Chicago because I'm from Chicago. We don't welcome them cans up there. We too real for him.
Right. Let me tell you what I think he did. I think he went to go get her. That's what I think he went to go do. I think he went to go and get the girl and bring her back to Atlanta. That's what I feel like happened. I could be wrong, but I think that's what he went to go do.
He is
my daughter
using
was saying
scripture
that
to
he
continue to manipulate her. I think he is a for real psycho.
Oh
But
yeah,
my
he
daughter was saying
got master. He got master inclination because that's what they did. Think about it. They had us in physical slavery. He got her in mental slavery. How did they do it? Use the Bible. Boom. That goes.
She goes, I hate his gut, and then he go, well, God had told me.
Exactly.
But
and
my daughter was saying that like some
say, well, God didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
Because he talked to me too. We ain't had that conversation.
But my daughter was saying some of the businesses that he said he got open up there, they're not even open. So he running game too. So I just wonder, do they even go check what their income is, or are their businesses legit, or what? I wonder, do they check that?
I'm
Don't
sure
tell me
that
what was that guy that was on the
business.
So he like that guy from like a couple of seasons ago was lying about him being a teacher, or
you talking about Mike?
Yeah.
Mike, he was a janitor, he was a yoga instructor, he was a principal, he was a I don't know, he was what you call it, he was a NASCAR driver at some point. He said, I can do it all.
Oh Lord.
He was, because they were like, Mike. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a principal. When? This is the question they're gonna have to start asking. When? Give me the date.
So okay, so did they ever live together? What season is this? I go to that one right there.
Mika and Mike, they were season. Let me see. I think they were 11.
Was the Boston season?
That was last season.
Nope. I'm sorry.
10. Okay.
So they was 10. So they were the ones in Charlotte.
Okay.
Where were they?
Okay. I'm talking Boston, but I could be wrong. But I think that she found her guy family and they got married and she just had a baby. What was the city? What was the city?
I think it was DC. Now I'm thinking about it, because I think it was DC. That was 2 seasons ago, because you had Taylor and Brandon, and they shouldn't have been together. You had Mika and Mike. Mike was a liar. Then you had Katie and the tall boy, and Katie flat out told him, I just want my ex back. And he was like, oh, okay, well then cool, get with your ex. Then you had the boring couple. I can't never think of their name, but she was a nurse and he was something in IT. And she had a problem with him saying that the job was going to cause him to probably do a lot of traveling. Then there was another couple, and I can't think of their name, but it was 5. It was 5 that season too.
They need to ask these people, if your spouse have a job, are you going to have problems with them? Yeah, you got money. My niece, I'm sorry. But they need to ask them, okay, if your guy, the guy that we picked, got a job where you can, when they need to travel, would you have a problem with it? Because it seems like every season, somebody got a job that calls them to travel a lot, and they got issues.
But and yeah, because somebody else was it's been a couple of what you call them, the airline people, flight attendants.
Okay, I was about to say
it's been a couple of flight attendants. I want to say that Eric isn't the only pilot. I don't think he was the only pilot. And so a lot of them have had, positions where they either move around a lot or they work a lot, because you have a lot of people who work in the medical field. And so those are things that that we just kind of know that it's going to take a little bit more time. But I think that what they could do instead of trying to find people to, it's almost like people that ain't gonna get along with it. Find people that say, hey, I need my space. I would do well with a long distance relationship. Cool. Let me put you with somebody that travels half the month.
Mm-hmm.
If this person says they need to be up on each other, then you need to find somebody else that's a homebody that like to be a homebody. Let them be homebodies together. I don't think all the time we need to look for the opposites attract thing, because you can be opposite on something else. You can be opposite on movies that you like. You can be opposite on foods you like. Some other things that are a little bit more minor than career and then your actual love languages, because some people just need space. And it's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's the other thing. We are so bent into, like I told y'all, I like my space.
Me too.
I have no problem with wanting space. It may not work for my other half, but it works for me. I like being alone. I'm a loner, and I'm good with that. So I wouldn't have a problem if he all of a sudden said, hey, I got to work out of town or whatever. I'm cool. I'm be right here chilling in my space with my door locked, because I don't want that 3-year-old coming in changing my channel. But I'm fine with that. Somebody else would not be fine with that. Somebody else has to have, like how I say, I don't see how people go to bed, wake up together, go to work together, they talk all day. They be like, that's a lot of energy. That wouldn't work for me, but that would work for someone else. So find people who want to be like that. Stop trying to force something else. Like, you got to learn how to get along. He's an extrovert. He likes to stand on top of tables. I know you like to be in the closet somewhere, but maybe you can meet, at the kitchen table where he's standing on top of the table and you're under the table. Like, no, stop this. Stop it.
Why you got to be under the table?
You just need your fort.
Why can't you be at the counter just looking at this food on the table?
No, under the table, because you need to feel the safety of the fort. That's me. I'm like, I need a fort at all times. Let me be under something. Okay, so we still ain't got to the other part. Okay, so we got Virginia and Eric. We talked about Paige and Brianna. Shoot. Them two. We talked about Brianna and Vince. Let's talk about Clara and Ryan real quick, and about the fact that they have done everything but a do.
Me vibes. I'm sorry. Jimmy Ryan, I can't do.
Let me talk about the bottom of this girl's feet real quick on this mind bed. Clara, when they were talking to Pastor Cal,
let me go look. Hold on, you gonna make me pull it up.
You're gonna have to. It looked awful. I just want to put that out there right now. I know you a flight attendant. I know y'all have been to Las Vegas, but baby, them feet need to be scrubbed a little bit more, because it was some dirt skin on the bottom of their feet. I'm just saying.
But you know what? He probably liked that.
I'm gonna need him not to like that though.
But and this is something that I've heard somebody say. So you can blame that on somebody else and not me. Ryan was going to do whatever he needed to do to make sure he got a blonde hair, blue-eyed woman.
This is interesting, because I remember Pastor Cal saying that a lot of black guys go on the show wanting a white woman, but he always end up telling them the white woman don't want them.
Wow, I remember that.
Yeah, he always end up that ain't what that. So we're gonna find you this black girl over here, and you're gonna be okay with that, because the white women are not asking for you in droves, baby. They're not asking for that.
You got maybe a handful. You got probably less than 1% that's looking to pair bond with a black man, and they're gonna be specific about the black man that they want to pair with, especially in a public setting when you're talking about a nationally syndicated show. You're going to talk about, I want them to be in a certain price, income bracket. I want them to look a certain way. I need them to have a certain mindset. I need their families to be this type of way. They're looking for a pedigree. And most of the people that's coming on these shows do not have that particular pedigree they think they should have in order to swing these particular white women. And I wish that our Black men could see the worth in our Black women. And then the other problem is, then you get you a Black woman, then you call her bossy. Then you get mad at her because she got more money than you got, and you trying to figure out, how do I level the playing field? I'ma just keep on saying stuff to her until I kill her self-esteem.
And the thing about it is, like, when he does say what he's gonna say, the delivery is not well. He does not deliver well at all. But the hurt that you can see on her face, because she likes him and she cares about him and she wants to make it work. She's not doing anything to be an intentional ass. She's being herself.
Right.
But when he does say what he says, it hurts her because of the way that he gives it to her. But she still climbs out of her feelings to let him know that was not my intention. I'll try to make sure that she's very intentional on letting him know, I don't mean to make you feel that way. Right. But I'm starting to wonder if she's gonna lose herself by being so amicable when he having his tantrums.
I would hope that she has enough of herself to know what her stopping point is.
I hope so.
And I hope that she has enough wherewithal. This is where I think the difference between her and Paige lies. I think that she values herself enough that she would be willing to walk away if things got to a point where it didn't honor and value her. I think
agree.
that Paige would feel like, my vows are tested once again, and that's where she living at right here, is her vows are being tested. I'm like, girl, just yours, because
your vows were never valid. How about that? How about your vows were never valid? Okay, never.
And that's the thing.
Never, ever, ever.
You said never, ever.
Never, ever.
Ever.
Why don't we remix it about this 4-child life?
I know we got a song for everything at this point. But I think that the issue is going to be, like I said, I would like to see them work. I was really feeling hopeful about them. I don't like these blow-ups. I don't like how he was playing with that ring when he was talking to her, like, come on now. I don't know what's name now, Anime. I done told you to sing this song. Like, I get Ike Turner vibes when he started doing that. And I don't like that blow up, just whatever. Because if you also notice, he would wait till they were behind closed doors before he really addressed what his issue is.
That's the other thing. Why is it him and doing the same thing? How were they allowed to, and even with Claire and Ryan, they asked if they had consummated the relationship. Well, he asked me not to say that, talk about this, so I'm not gonna talk about it. How you are on television on a reality show
about married people.
Explain to me how you get to hide that part of your life. I'm real confused about that.
And this is my thing as the experts, and I understand y'all grown, it's y'all business and everything, but we're going to have to approach this differently because of the fact that we had issues seasons before with Ryan, what's his name, Luke and Kate, who was gaslighting Kate, telling her that he, was having he was throwing up and all this kind of craziness after they had sex. And they would have sex all the time. They had sex the entire marriage. But then after they got finished, he'd be like, I'm repulsed and all these types of things. And the girl almost had to go to, I'm sure she went to counseling afterwards. But that's the thing. I think that as part of this, you can't say that this part is off limits. You need to discuss it. We need to know, because we need to know where this weird energy is coming from.
That and the fact that they didn't push it, but when it come to Chris and Paige, there are no limits. They all on the door. They got the cup they got the cup with the string on the other end, trying to see everything that he said to her. But when someone else says, "Oh, well, we're not really going to divulge that," it's just taken. So again, you're doing this because you need that drama.
Mm-hmm.
And you're exploiting this girl and making her look like a total ass, even though she don't need no help.
Nope.
Let's get
no, she
no
got that solidly. She good on that. But it's the thing, and that's the other thing is we're also seeing the differences in how production portrays people of color and their conflicts versus everybody else. Except, I will tell them this. I will tell y'all this. That one couple, I cannot think of their name right now, but the basic Caucasian sex couple, they went toe to toe every week. It's a white couple, if y'all know who I'm talking about. And they were the epitome of a toxic couple. They still together, but they would cuss each other out.
The one with the red hair.
Yeah, the redhead. She was crazy. He was crazy. She was like, oh, Beth and
they on couples cam.
What's his name? Steven, something like that.
It's not Tom.
Huh?
Is he the one that like broke up with her and she started crying on the camera and all that?
They still married though, because they had just moved to California on the couples cam. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Beth. Her name was Beth, and he's bald headed, and they were white couple.
His name is Tom or something like that.
Something like that. But when I say they were a volatile couple, they were like, at some point I was hoping that they were gonna call the cops because they would get into it. Arguing, and he called her stuff, and one day she said, all we do is have basic Caucasian sex, and I was like, oh. Baby, they got a line of mugs that say basic Caucasian sex now, and they are still together, and I need to purchase that mug because I need to
make $1 out of it.
I'll get it for you if I find it.
I appreciate you because, baby, they had me rolling. They were terrible. They was even cussing each other out on decision day and still. Baby and Beth, thank you.
Stay together.
They were meant for each other though, because day one they was like, I love you too. I hate you. And then they were like, you know what? Let us go out here, and they had their little moon crystals and putting them out in the sun, in the moon, and drinking the crystal waters. Oh yeah, they was off the chain. I would watch a season of them, but
Lord have mercy.
You gotta watch them. Jamie and Beth. They are the best worst couple, hands down.
Basic Caucasian sex.
Basic Caucasian sex. That's what she said. All we do. What do you want? She was like, only thing you're gonna do is have this basic Caucasian sex, baby. Fell out. I'm done.
That was $22. I just found it.
You found it. That's it. Basic Caucasian. I want to pull that up every time I coach people when they start talking about differences, and I'm gonna just bring my mug while I sip. Like, so y'all. I'm the worst coach.
So what y'all telling me is y'all have basic Caucasian sex. That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm gonna be like. They'll be talking. I'll be just sipping.
What is that? What does that entail though? What does that entail of? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, but all I know was that she was not happy because they were having basic Caucasian sex. So whatever it was, she was not happy with it. He was mad at her, and then they went back and they had some more basic Caucasian sex, and they still together. So it must be working. Anyway, let's get on over here to Haley and Jacob real quick because we're hour 28 minutes in. And we still ain't got to all the stuff.
Ryan and Clint.
I want to put him in a time machine and take him back to the 80s. I want you to go back to the 80s. Dude.
Y'all gonna fall off for Jacob. Y'all gonna fall off for Jacob.
You're killing me with all this 80s stuff.
I love it.
I'm gonna get a time machine. I'm gonna build one, and I'm gonna tell him to go on back to the 80s. Go on back to the 80s.
I don't like the neon lights, but that members on the jacket. I was like, dog, can I get it? I want that.
Like, I want to write him so bad. Like, where you get that members only jacket
And
from?
then
Though,
he said it's an original. It's an original. I'm sure you could probably find one on eBay. I bet you that.
I bet you I'm gonna look. Do you know when he said a DeLorean and she was like, "So what's that?" I was like, "I want to choke you."
Oh my God. I was like, so girl, you ain't never seen Back to the Future?
I never.
Oh yeah,
They
you know when he
There was
said
a
it,
commercial
was
about
like,
2
I
years
wasn't
ago when
there.
they were talking about a DeLorean.
yes, they had Marty McFly and they was all in the commercial together. Like, come on, girl. Come on.
Yeah, because when he said it, he was like, "You don't know what this is." She was like, I wasn't born." I wanted to be like.
She said she got a members only jacket in her car. Throw me one in there too, Tasha. I love you. Yo.
But he said that
Here's
was
my thing.
it's an original. He said it's an original. I'm like,
It's an original. I have a problem with, I think for me, everybody's coming down on Jacob about him being so focused in on the 80s. But I'm like, y'all, look at how we talk about the 90s like it was last week. Look at how we still, and let me go back to the sports people. When you ever go to a sports fanatic house and you go to their basement or their garage or their man cave or wherever, and they have
Jordan,
wall to wall paraphernalia, sports memorabilia, all this stuff. You have people who will decoupage their bathroom toilet with all of these things, and we think that's cool because it's sports stuff. We think it's cool because it's something that is mainstream, what everybody likes or what everybody considers to be cool. You have people who have all kind of stuff going on. Hell, in this corner in my room, I got all my bedroom candy stuff. I got a whole wall full of stuff that just has to do books and whatever else. But those are things that I'm interested in. I have a problem with her calling his 80s stuff a red flag. Look who joined us.
Hi, Tasha.
Hey.
Hey, Tasha.
Hi.
She done jumped in. She said, "Listen, y'all gonna have to
tickle me. I had to jump on in here. Y'all done tickle me.
I'm just telling you.
Y'all gonna leave my buddy alone. I like him now. I don't know why.
I like Jacob. I've liked Jacob from the beginning, though. Like, I've liked Jacob. I just felt like nobody's gonna give him a chance because the first thing that people do with folks like him is that they immediately call them like weird or awkward or things like that. But the other thing that I do feel like Jacob has a little bit of, and y'all follow me if you want to. Again, there's your own street if you don't want to. I think he might be a little bit of Asperger's, have a little bit of that.
I was gonna say that.
Or something adjacent to Asperger's, you know?
Yeah, because when I was just watching him, even like with his facial features, not facial features, his facial expressions and the way that he responds to things, it's like he gives himself a minute to think, and you can see that on his face.
He's processing.
So I've never not liked him. I was just trying to figure him out, and my whole thing was, okay, he different, you know.
But
I agree. It might be something dealing with Asperger's because of the fact that he's very reluctant to just respond. You can see him processing before he does anything.
Right.
And he doesn't, if you pay attention, at least I'm like Heather, follow me if you want. He doesn't do anything unintentional. Like, he has to think about what he says first.
Right.
And the one time he didn't, and he reacted negatively to whatever she left him out of the drinks and with all the other couples.
The girls' night.
Yeah.
My thing
did that and had a bad reaction. He was upset. Everybody get upset.
And
and then he apologized for it genuinely, but she's still harping on it. But it wouldn't have been a problem if you hadn't never lied. Like, he went about it the wrong way.
But if you hadn't never lied to that man and he hadn't walked in to that situation and you sitting there and everybody else sitting there, he wouldn't have got upset about it. You set yourself up for that.
Yeah, that was your lie.
Exactly.
And now she want to keep riding him like that's the worst thing he could have ever done. Everybody,
I'm not a liar.
right? Everybody, when they upset, is liable to say things they don't mean, and he'll have to learn not to do that if he plan on staying with her. But she also has to be able to accept an apology and move past it. And she can do
I
it.
think she did lie. I think she
She
did
lied
lie.
intentionally. Oh, she did.
Oh yeah, she lied.
And she
I
got called out. And she got called
was like,
out.
yeah, she did. That's a whole lie. You tell me I'm going to do something else, and then I come and find out you're doing something totally different. All you had to do was say, "Hey, dog, listen."
I need some space.
Period. That's all you had to say. But no, you had to be, and you intentionally told that lie, and then you gonna play the victim when he calls you out on it. Again, I agree with Tasha. He did wrong. He was wrong about how he went about it. But you lied, girl. Take
It was
accountability.
warranted.
And
It
You
here's
was.
lied.
the thing. I think if the sex was really good, she wouldn't be acting like this.
I think she's just weird anyway. That don't make no difference.
I think
I told y'all my theory. I
that
already told y'all
Well,
my
her head,
theory.
boy, she'd have still been acting different.
that whole I hadn't had a real relationship in 7 years has done her a great injustice
Yep.
because it wouldn't have mattered who they matched her with.
Yeah.
She would have found a problem.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
And this-
saying? That's what bothers me with her and all this carrying on she doing at this point.
And then also, sometimes you have to discover. I don't know if it's discover is the word for me right now, but we're going to use it today. Sometimes you have to come to the realization that she strikes me. Here's the coach part coming out for me again. She strikes me as an asexual person.
I could believe.
You know what I'm saying? Like she strikes me as like I think I want to be in a relationship, but I don't want to be in a sexual relationship. Or I just want to kind of be romantic a little bit, but then not really. I just kind of want to know. But like when it comes to the whole physical aspect, when it actually comes to like doing all of the relationship things, then I kind of want to opt out of it. And so like she just again, she another one that just need a long term, buddy and be done with it. So the days that she might actually feel like being engaged like this, then she can't. But she doesn't give me, I really have high attraction for anybody vibes. The more I watch, because I keep going back and rewatching, I don't think she cares to be in relationship with anyone but herself.
Right.
And she could say that too.
Mhm.
And then you won't be involving other people uh in what you got going on in your life, and it's nothing wrong with it. And I think that people think that you're supposed to at a certain age be married, but some people just meant to be single, and it's okay.
I think they are this season. I feel
Mhm.
like they just wanted love for the sake of love. They didn't necessarily want to be married. They didn't necessarily want to be in no relationships. They just got sick of being by themselves.
They
So
Rona got to them. That's what I think. I think everybody got cabin fever.
so why not? Like, let me find somebody and try this with.
I ain't been nowhere.
Right.
So ooh, free vacation. Okay, fine. I'll go and marry this person for 8 weeks.
Right.
And they can go home. I really think that cabin fever set in. Everybody's been quarantining. I think that this is the result of it. I think that out of 5 couples, I think that maybe only 2 really, I ain't gonna say couples, but 2 people really were interested in, like, maybe 3. I think Vince really wants to be married. I think that Brianna really wants to be married. I think Paige really wants to be married.
Right. And the rest of them just
The
there.
rest of them just, it's whatever. Even with Clara and Ryan, I'm not really feeling this. I've never said the L word thing. I'm like, never, not even to friends. Like when you say you've never said the L word, like it's a 4-letter word. Like I never said that. Like I don't understand. I guess for me, when it comes to Claire, because now we're gonna talk about them for a minute. One of the things I said about Ryan is that I feel like he's gunshot on the physical, not because he wants to have a deeper relationship, but I feel like Clara has shown him a certain level of expertise in their
And he
playing
afraid
around
of it.
time that she done intimidated him.
He's scared of the baby.
And she done said or done something. I think she done something. And he like, oh, let me go practice.
Practice.
Like, give me a minute. I gotta go practice. Hold on. He wasn't ready. I feel like she done called his card, and that is why they're waiting on the physical. I also feel like, y'all ready?
I don't know.
Lord,
Yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Let's say it.
I don't know.
I think he's a fast finisher.
I can see it.
But
I can totally see it.
I'm not about to fool with you.
you got to think about it though. Remember his reaction when she admitted, she was like, "Hey, I was wilding out. I was doing my thing. I was single, ready to mingle. So I mingled as much as I felt like I wanted to. And hey, now I'm here. Pleased to meet you." His face was just like, how am I gonna do what I need to do with this chick? So yeah, 9 times out of 10, he pacing himself because he wanted to see, like, okay, what do she know how to do? And
Every
she turned his ass out. And
time. Twice.
Jimmy Neutron, that little slick thing he got going on, baby. By the time she was through with him, that was curly. He didn't know what to do.
I'm very sick of y'all with the Jimmy Neutron. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you I'm sick of y'all.
Why y'all doing Jimmy like that? Why?
And then he gonna look like the brother from Dear Science, the one that was in the military.
I just watched Weird Science.
Guess what I'm finna do?
Don't leave.
I need you to stop doing it. You the moderator. Come back.
I'm not doing this with y'all. Listen, y'all, I get those vibes from him that the fooling around they've done have really caused him to really take some steps back because, whew, yeah.
He wasn't ready.
Yep. Oh, Natalie says she had to drop off, but thank you for joining us, Natalie.
Oh,
She had to drop. She had to actually go. She had to go and deal with work stuff and not fool with us because we'll be out here acting a fool all day. So, but thank you for joining us tonight. But y'all, that was an issue though. Like I see that being the issue. Look, Clara been ready twice.
ready. Throw a name in the air, see sunshine.
Okay.
See.
Don't you cut that camera back off here. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Come on back into the room.
Every time I throw it in the air, it's like sunshine.
I'm just gonna stop talking because I think they're gonna leave.
But you know what?
I be like, y'all see yourself out. It's fine.
Look, I see myself as the type of person. If that was me, on their wedding night, it wouldn't be no little short cami tops and shorts. I have on like a negligee, like let's get it on.
Look, knowing Clara, I'm pretty sure once them cameras left, Clara went. Them clothes was OFT. So she said, I'm used to going this slow. She was like,
Lord, she about to spontaneously combust. She like, look.
He gonna wake up one morning
and she gonna done got him, and he ain't gonna know.
Baby,
and
he gonna
he gonna be asking for help.
he gonna be in the corner somewhere
On
like, what
TikTok,
did he
with
do to
on
me?
the sound effect on TikTok. That's what I love, Nestle Crunch.
You know what? I'm not doing it. Hold on. I got one for you. I got something for you. Cause when she gonna wake up one morning, he gonna be. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen.
The horn, not the horn.
Yes, the horn. Cause I'm telling y'all, ain't gonna be no scripture to save him from her when she finally get her hands on him. Cause I'm like, I don't know what you waiting on, Ryan, but she ready. So
I want to know, what do y'all think about the religious difference? Because he seems to be so into his religion. I remember that was a conversation that they had. She grew up in the church, but apparently she's had some type of bad experience or whatever that, of course, she didn't touch on. But she just kind of feels like she doesn't want to necessarily make her kids go to church or push that on them. Do you think there's going to be some rift between them with that being an issue?
oh
Absolutely.
yeah. But here's the thing though. From what I gather, he grew up in a church, but he isn't necessarily practicing. But at the same time, he wants to go back. Like once we have kids, then then we gonna have to raise them in the church. That's what I'm getting from him. Like I ain't really doing all the things I want to do, but if I have kids, I want to raise them this way.
Mm-hmm.
And if my thing is, if she don't want to go to church, you can't make her, because that's gonna be the biggest mistake he could ever make if he forces it on her. Like we church people, of course, COVID, so we can't really go to church. But I would get up and I would go to church, and I would leave him. Like, you not cooperating today? Okay, all right, I'll see you at the service. You know what I'm saying? With my husband and my mom has done my dad like that, and then vice versa. My dad would go or my husband would go, and I would, me and my mom wouldn't go. It's just a matter of what your faith needs and requires of you and when. And he gonna have to understand that after whatever she's gone through with the church, especially because she said she went to a school, I don't know if it was Catholic school or if it was a Christian school, but she grew up in that.
It's Catholic. I'm thinking most likely it's Catholic.
Yeah, but she's, when she said she went to school and she did that and she didn't have a choice, now that she's the grown up, she's making the choice that she want to make.
Yeah.
I've gone through that. Like we were there when it opened, when it closed, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday.
Oh, wait till I was
I got to a point where I can make the decision. I was like, I'm not going to that place.
Yeah.
But when you know what's in you, eventually you're going to gravitate back towards it. But do it in a form and fashion that fits you and your needs.
Right.
I'm not that church all day, every day person. Look, if we there by 10, by 12:30, I'm gonna need to be checking you to deuces.
Exactly.
That's how I am, because it don't take all day.
Right. And that's the thing.
Let me also say this. I've gone to both the white people's churches and the black people's churches. The white people seem to understand the importance of Sunday afternoon football.
Yeah.
Us black people, we're gonna be in church all day. We're gonna have like 5 services in one day. We're gonna have choir day, pastor anniversary. We're gonna have all that.
Women's Day.
Women's
Day.
Young
Day.
Yeah, if it's Catholic, y'all come in here and take this, drink this wine, take this communion, go on about your business. The priest will talk to you for a little minute. Y'all going on. We got service. We're an hour, one and done. Let's get on out of here. I'm just saying, it's a difference.
Now I grew up 7-day Adventist, so my church never was on schedule with everybody else, because going to church on Saturday, folks be like, "Oh, you can't do nothing." Cool, that's fine. And so it's still, I guess ours was just a little bit in a different, kind of in between, because of course, growing up Adventist, a lot of the things that we did were very much like I guess, white people church because it wasn't a whole lot of stuff. But then as the church progressed over the past few years, you know, of course, you add in more singing and more all these other things. It ain't quite in and out no more. But you know, those are things that you have to consider, like what is going to work for both of y'all. And also, just because you go to church together does not make you equally yoked. And I just have to keep saying that, you know,
Absolutely.
people think, well, we go to church together and like y'all girl Paige, well, he loves God. And I'm like, what God does he love?
Right.
No, because that's what he on. He on the devil train, girl. He is on the devil
Girl,
train.
the devil don't even
You
want
know,
like,
them devils will sit on the front pew on you
Won't,
and praise harder than anybody at the church.
won't.
yeah.
Then kick up more dust than a mad chicken or a rooster.
Right. And that's the thing, like what exactly are we trying to do? We done got all off, but that's fine. But you know, it's just like it's so much with all of these people. Like I really hope that Clara and Ryan can find whatever it is that they're looking for as far as, you know, how they're going to um gel together those differences in background. I hope he give her some soon because that girl is going to.
But you know what? He's doing a lot of covering too because his
Yeah.
house said it all.
If he gets out of his own way.
outer period, he wants everything outside to be perfect,
Mhm.
but what's inside is
Yeah,
just
the cabinets.
Right, them
no-
cabinets,
The cabinets.
yeah,
them old crusty,
so-
dusty cabinets. I'm like,
he's
boy,
messed up on the inside. Like outside, he thinks he's
Mhm.
impeccable. Everything that you can see, it has to be impeccable. It
Right.
don't matter what the inside looking like. The parts you can't see, we ain't gonna worry about that.
don't worry
That
about
says
that.
a lot about him.
And that's what she found when she went in there. That's the point that she was making.
And
Yeah.
she's so much more put together and organized than he is. So what she did it because that's what she wanted to do.
Right.
It's not that she wasn't on her game. It's not that she got stuff that is not together. She's very well put together.
Mhm.
So she got to see, oh, buddy, you really ain't perfect, are you?
Not at all.
But she is one of the that I'm pulling for them only because she is one of the ones this season that really wants it to work. She really wanted to be married. She wasn't playing.
Mhm.
Like she's already like, okay, well, if you do the laundry, then I'll fold it. Okay,
Yeah.
well, if you do this, then I'll do that. Like she
Mhm.
ready to involve him in
Right.
every aspect of her life. But is he ready?
Good question.
That's a good question.
Ooh.
We need to ask him. Obviously not. Obviously not. But the other thing, do y'all find it interesting that a lot of these guys this season, if their parents are together, they're trying their best to mimic those relationships without knowing everything that went into making them the way that they were.
Where they are. Yeah.
You know, and that's why I
see
say
it.
I hate when people say, you know, these are goals, you know, these couples go. I'm like, y'all do not know how many knockdown, drag out fight these people done had, how many times they done call each other anything. You done call me a MF again? How many times that this has happened? Y'all don't know what the sacrifices were in order to get this place. But then you go, and I think that's also why people don't like to show, you know, the good and the bad of their relationship, because like, well, I thought y'all had it together. Like, nope, everybody hold it. Everybody, ain't nobody got that gorilla glue holding their relationship together. Everybody got something like that clear tape.
That Elmer's glue that you can peel right off.
The peel off glue, yeah. The rubber
Yeah, and so cause here again, we talking about we don't know about the drag out fights and stuff. You don't know, Daddy might have had another family over here that Mama knew about, and they
did.
because Mama didn't want to leave. Another thing that I found interesting. Let me. Dolly Parton has been married for 100 years. I didn't even. And she said, you know what? We got two houses. I get mad at him. I take my butt to California, or he'll take his butt to California, and I'll be in Nashville, or vice versa. We understand that sometimes we're not gonna resolve some of our differences, and so we won't be divorced. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
you know what to do. Go and get on that jet and go and fly on to California. Okay, great. It's we out. Peace. I thought that
Right.
was interesting, but it makes a whole lot of sense. I want to be married, but I don't want you all up under me all the time, 24/7. I want to have my life. I want to still, you know what I'm saying? I want to have a life together, but I also want to have my life still. I don't feel like I should just fit into your situation and kind of just fall in line with what you want. You know what you want. I don't agree
Mm-hmm.
with the fact that you need to kind of die yourself down, like we were talking about earlier with Vincent and Brianna. I don't think I need to die myself down. Now I do feel like, you know, her talking a lot and being vocal, Clara, for Ryan, that's a little too much for him too.
Yep.
I remember when they got married and she was just talking, and I think a lot of it was she was very nervous.
Nervous.
I really think it was a lot of nervous energy. But
But
even I know we talked about even when the fight broke out with Chris and they was doing that. She sat down and shut up after she saw the energy that Chris was giving. But he didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. He's like, if it ain't our business, we don't need to be involved in it. So that's another kind of issue that I see them having, because she seems to be pretty
but
vocal
didn't
about
but
her
didn't
feelings.
her parents tell her? Well, didn't her family say to him that she's like that? She talks a lot.
They
I
did.
think so.
They did.
Yeah. So some of the stuff, like I said, some of the things that the family said pretty much was an indicator of what you about to get into. And then other folks, like I said, I think Brianna's family did her dirty. I think, and let me tell y'all why I ride for Brianna. I think that out of all of her friends and family, she probably the only one that really got her stuff together.
And so
And
they
I
hate.
think not even that they're hating. I think that she's she's an engineer. Something tells me that she really deals in quality. So she asks questions until she gets the answer. Everything is always a why, or it's always a WH question, because it's gonna be, is flow chart. It's pretty much a flow chart in life. She has to get to the bottom of things. It has to make sense. And I think that for people like that, but also the other side of it, she wants to be playful and have fun. Like she says, she thinks vacations are for having fun. You shouldn't be having your computer out if we're on vacation. So that tells me she's done the hard work, and now she wants to play. Whereas one of the things that Vincent don't like about her is he still got to put his nose to the grindstone because he ain't got it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's bothering him. And I think that's what bothers other people, because she's like, do this, do this, do this, do this, and this could be done. Whereas they like, well, I ain't got it all together. And when you are with a person like that and you feel like they have it all together, a lot of times that will make other people feel um
Inadequate.
inadequate. They may feel again, that whole intimidated thing, which is not her fault for for anybody to feel intimidated. So that's why I said I don't like for people to keep saying that she's pushy and some of these other negative terms I keep hearing. You got to see the difference between a go-getter and a person that is bossy. But the other thing is, we wouldn't be using these adjectives if Brianna was a guy.
Nope.
We just wouldn't. We would say, oh, you know what? He got his stuff together. He no nonsense. He just ain't got time for all this little silly woman stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, we got to stop that.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely rooting for her because I like her. I like her a lot. And it could be because I'm a sarcastic ass too, so I get her. But but I genuinely like her. I don't think that anything she does not have an intentional ill will.
And that's what I agree.
Yeah, I think intent, when you look at intent versus, anything else, that's where you can find, whether or not she's being genuine. But every time he says something, like when he said, something about, you think, what does that mean? That's just like Vinny. Do you think Vinny is stupid? I'm like, boy,
But I
I've been
feel like he done had some issues with people talking to him negatively or
Mm-hmm.
being real or treating him like
He
there
dumb.
was something wrong with him. Yeah, or like he was dumb. And that has created insecurities. And
Yeah.
when she makes the jokes she makes, or if she's being sarcastic, he's been in that space and it's a negative space for him. So that's why he
Mm-hmm.
don't like it. Even with Clara and Ryan, if you pay attention to them, he'll give her a quick look when she says something. Like, why you say that? He might not say, he didn't voice it like Vincent did, but he has given her those side eyes as if, like, are you playing with me? Like, are you serious right now? He'll do that to her,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll automatically shut down. Same way Brianna did with Vincent when he was like, why did you say that? Like, I didn't like that. Like, when he finally snapped and she didn't know where it was coming from,
Right.
he went ahead and voiced it. I can see Ryan doing the same thing to Clara, because he just wants her to. I don't want to say he wants a wife that is seen and not heard, because maybe
Yeah,
that's not what
yeah,
what
yeah.
he wants.
I think
But
so.
maybe, you know what I'm saying. You see the correlation, like they seem that those two couples seem like
Mm-hmm.
the same size, different sides of the same coin. That's what they
Yeah,
feel.
I can see that. Also, let's go back. Let's go back to this real quick. Um, because you said something about giving a look or something like that. Um, that I don't. I'm walking down this trail.
Yeah, watch it.
Those to me are those micro controlling
Yeah,
behaviors.
I totally agree.
You
Okay.
know, I want to look like a nice guy. I want it to look like, I want you to have all the things. But really what you need to do is shut up.
Yep, I agree.
You get what I'm
Agree.
saying? So that's why I'm saying I get what you're saying. I get that, because the different, and then also the difference between Ryan and what's the boy name? Vincent is, I think, it's delivery.
Yeah,
I think that when Ryan voices what he needs to voice, he still tries to be on the side of compassion. I think when Vincent gets upset, he goes for the jugular and he trying to, bulldoze and hurt everybody in his way. I think that's the biggest difference between the two of them, is how they express when when there's something to express. But Vincent keeps jumping toward, are you disrespecting me? I feel like you disrespecting me.
I feel like you
Let me, and
disrespecting me. I feel like
point one thing out?
disrespecting me.
Can I point one thing out too? His
Mm-hmm.
family saying he has a temper. What if, you know how it's one person in the family that's always sensitive? So
Mm-hmm.
folks constantly pick at them like in the family because that's funny. I want to see how that is. I'm just throwing this out here. What if his family did him like that, and that's how they know he's sensitive and he has a temper, he gets angry, that sort of thing. I just thought about that. You
Okay.
know, so the smallest little thing, because that's what he's been used to probably all his life, picking, the little thing, the picking at the
Mm-hmm.
nitpicking or whatever. Maybe he just can't, he doesn't know how to handle that because, and this is the way that he's always handled himself. Doesn't necessarily have to be in a relationship per.
Relationship.
Right. But it's my mama, my daddy, my sisters, everybody picked at me all my life growing up. So I really don't know how to handle it. And I was never given the tools to handle it anyway. They probably always said, you too sensitive. That whole man up type of thing just kind of comes to mind when I think about that.
Okay, so let's ride with this real quick. So that means that he has a problem feeling validated. He has a problem with feeling heard. He has a problem with expressing himself because he automatically figures that people will put him down or be dismissive of his feelings. Again, these are things, and we talked about this. These are things that should have been addressed before he went into the state of matrimony with a total stranger who
right.
didn't know
I,
those
So,
things about him.
so
And
would
then,
you
like
think
I
his
said,
love language would be affirmation, words of affirmation?
well, the funny thing about it is that we were talking about this a couple of, I don't know who or where, but what I find a lot of times is that most men or most people who present masculine, most people who have a penis, let's just talk about these, they oftentimes don't realize that they need words of affirmation more so than they say it. And that's why you always hear men talking about, I feel disrespected. It's like, I just said, hey, you know, I didn't know, you know, and I think that a lot of times that's why we have to craft our words as women. You know, they always talk about women, you know, having these, you know, tongues that can cut, you know, and all this type of stuff. When you think about how we are taught to interact with men, it's always us having to watch what we say, right? Because we can cut like nobody else can. And they always tend to be, and I ain't gonna say all of them, but a lot of them tend to be sensitive to how you say things. And so they need to be affirmed a lot of times, but they won't let you say that about them because they see that as a weakness. And so you'll see that, you know, a lot of times, you know, if you notice, a lot of guys like to be called the king, stuff like that. Those are words of affirmation. You know, you my
Or
king.
daddy. I'm like, Lord, you are not my daddy.
And
I refuse to call another man daddy because my daddy is my daddy, and that's his name.
and Roy Brown liked to be called Roy Brown. That was my dad. He was like, I'm Roy Brown.
Yeah. But you know what? I can definitely agree with what you're saying because I just had a conversation with someone and I just told him, I was like, you know, you either lying by omission or, you know, you just ain't telling the whole story or however you want to put it. But, you know, and he was highly offended by that because he was like, oh, you just accusing me. No, I'm telling you what I see.
Mm-hmm.
And what I see is all these pieces don't seem to fit. So I'm gonna need you to make me understand how
Mm-hmm.
it really goes. And because of the way that I said that, he was upset. We ended up having a conversation about it, but he didn't like the way I said it. But in that moment, I don't care about how you feel. I want answers.
Yeah, we got to get to the bottom of it.
Exactly. So, you know, I feel like, you know, we're always having to be the ones to care. I don't want to care all the time because you
Right.
don't always care.
Right.
Let's get to the
Sometimes you
bottom
got
of
to
what
get
we
down
need to
and
get to the
dirty.
bottom of. Let's take the feelings out of it and let's just have this conversation that we need to have.
Yeah, there are a lot of things like even as women, because they always say men, you know, they don't get a chance to be soft and they don't get to cry and things like that. But a lot of times we can't be expressive because we're seen as overly emotional. That, you know, they won't give us, you know, leadership positions a lot of times because they say women rule with their heart and not their head and things like that. So it's still the same way. Men are emotional, it just manifests differently.
Yeah, absolutely. They're
You
human.
know, some of them punch holes in the walls. I'm like, you don't think that's being emotional? I don't know. You know, when you do stuff like that, when you bashing somebody's head in because they didn't give you what you want, that's emotional. That I don't know what y'all call that's an emotion. I have a whole wheel that I give my my clients. Don't tell me I don't know. You need to look on this damn wheel and you need to pick out 5 emotions you feeling right now because I know you feeling at least 5 of them. Look on this damn wheel and find something. Say frustrated, upset, discombobulated, but don't you tell me you don't know. Anyway,
Exactly.
digress.
Exactly.
So we're not teaching, and I just feel like as a whole, the guys just don't learn how to express well. And so when someone challenges them with a different mindset or with a different you know, thought process or even with, you know, sarcasm, because, you know, again, if a guy was joking around like that, people say, oh, you know, he's just assing around, he's just being, you know, he's just being a funny guy. But, you know, if it was hurtful to a young lady, a lot of times we call that, you know, well, you just being too sensitive. But now that he's saying it, we're saying she's just disrespectful, she picking at him, she doing all this stuff. Well, he gonna have to say something before it comes to a head, and then all of a sudden he turned into, you know, Mr. Hyde. Like you gotta speak up.
And that's what I was saying earlier. He doesn't have a middle. He either
Mm-hmm.
mad or he fine. And if he mad, then it ain't nothing else to do, and it's not. It doesn't have to be that.
Yeah. So hopefully they're gonna give them some tools about that. Okay, we 2 hours and 9 minutes in, but Pastor Cal comes and visits everybody. Quick assessment of all that. Let's just go. Let's just round table this one. So because we still ain't got to Chris and Paige.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
I don't think nobody want to talk about it.
Okay, so let me go ahead and say this. So Pastor Kyle goes and he talks to everyone. Everybody brings up one or two issues. It looks like, this is why I'm just gonna kind of skim past a couple of them. Ryan and what's
Clara.
Clara. Ryan and Clara, they talked about the fact that he's never said I love you. Pastor Cal points out the fact that love is really a decision more so than a feeling. And so he's telling him, when you're saying that you're committed, when you're doing these things with this person, you're caring about them, you're concerned about, all these things, that this is love. This is love. And so I think that, just like Pastor Kyle said, he gets wrapped up in the actual word and not the actions behind it. So I'm concerned that he, just like how everybody said, let's just go back a couple of seasons, just like how everybody says Iris' identity was her virginity. I think his identity is never being in love.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, that's the thing he's holding on to so that he can be uniquely different from everyone else.
But why he got to be different? That's what I don't get with him. Like, why you got to be different, baby?
Well, hell, his haircut different already. That's enough.
Girl, we're not going to talk about this haircut.
The landing strip.
Oh, not the landing strip. But he's been in love before. I don't care how he want to play it. I don't care how he want to make it sound or what he want it to look like.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in love before. He might not want to admit it to himself.
Yeah.
But
he lived with somebody for like a number of years.
I think it was 3 years.
How you make that type of commitment and you're not in love? I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense.
He's decided to make those two different issues.
But yeah,
I'm telling you, this is about him being different.
I can see it.
He need not be different because
this ain't that. And my thing is, don't hurt the person that's willing to put her all into the relationship and be unafraid to show you some things just so you can say, well, I just still ain't never said it. Like, if that's the one thing, the only thing really that I'm asking for out of the relationship is just that, that you feel that we feel the same way, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't get it. I don't understand why. And maybe we're going to see, more in the next episodes, but I want him to come up off that. If that's what it, maybe he don't understand what love means. He keep talking about people using the word lightly. Well, it's okay. Use it lightly. It's fine. It's fine. And I think that she's going to have to. Well, I ain't gonna say she's gonna have to show it because it's his job, but I think she will show him what it's like to just kind of free fall into a good place in a relationship. So anyway, moving on. Let's see who else. Let's talk about Vincent and Brianna. How Pastor kind of talks to them about this whole disrespectfully.
But like I said, it kind of pissed me off because at first, how's everything going? Oh, it's going good. Yeah. 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 Okay. A little bit. Oh, okay.
For this one time.
But it was this one time that you did say this, and I feel like respected. I didn't, but I'm like, dude, get to the point.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Like I said, hopefully they can work that out. I feel like it will work out only because I feel like Brianna is one of those kind of people that she's not gonna give up. And she's not gonna easily let it go. So I hope that she doesn't put all of her efforts into always being the one that has to make all of the accommodations. I hope that he sees the value in the relationship to, get him some external counseling, and then that way he can support her, because I almost feel like he had a problem with her saying that she would help support him while
Yep.
he's trying to build the dream. Like,
He
wait,
did.
what?
He did. You know,
But you know
you
what?
could tell. You could tell by the look on his face that he had a problem with. He wanted to tell her so fast, "I don't need your help," but of course he didn't.
But
But
I
here's
think
my
he's just a
thing.
damsel in
I
distress.
I
Yeah.
think
Go ahead.
Brianna, she kind of gives me the vibes like she don't like to fail in anything, so
She doesn't
she's
like
not going
what?
to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Cause
Yeah.
she just give me that vibe that I don't fail at anything that I do. I never fail, and I'm not gonna fail.
I can see that. I can see that. And I think that's the reason why she's pushing so hard for, letting him know that we can do this together. But I don't think it comes from I don't think she comes from a place of being not genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the reason why she's like that is that drive in her. Like, if we have all of these things going for us, why should we fail? And I think that he takes it as, you need to give me some space so I can fail. Like, I
Yeah.
think it's a fear factor a lot of times, because she is a little bit stronger and more resilient than he's been used to dealing with.
I agree. I think my thing right now with all of them, except for Chris and Paige, because they just need to be done.
Um,
But
Yeah,
for the rest of them, stop rushing the process.
mm-hmm.
Be wholly honest. Like, don't give your significant newly spouse, don't give them a reason to find fault where there isn't necessarily fault. It's just that you're not telling the whole truth.
Mm-hmm.
right,
Like, don't give
right.
me just enough to make me want to know more. Like,
Yeah.
I'm ready to know all of it. We ain't got but 8 weeks.
Right. You got speed this along.
Like, don't rush it, but at the same time, it's no point in you holding back because you know what you signed up for.
Yeah.
Right. Because either
Right.
we're gonna be together or we not.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they all knew this going in. So, and then I also think with the black couples, they've seen the success from last season with the
Mm-hmm.
black couples, and the
Yeah.
success from maybe the season, was that the season before, or there might have been 2 seasons back with Deanna and Greg
Mm-hmm. That
and
was 3 seasons.
yeah. So I think they done watched enough of the episodes, and that's what they want.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
they saw, even though they saw the little disagreements, but they saw the disagreements get resolved real quick. They
Yeah.
want that same type of relationship, and you can't, like we've said it how many times?
A
Oh, all
million.
these shows, you can't look at a couple's life from the outside without knowing what's going on the inside and think that's how your relationship finna turn out.
Right.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
That's on all of them. Look.
And that's how Mary had a little lamb too.
Okay, I need to watch it.
Whose fleece was white as snow.
Y'all know I gotta say it at least one time. Okay, so let's get over here to Jacob and Haley.
Oh Lord.
I mean, we can make this real quick.
I already said her and this harping on this whole little attitude that he got after his feelings got hurt.
Yeah. I don't think Haley really wants to be. I think Haley's looking for an out.
Yeah, she's looking for a reason to get out.
Right.
Yep.
She don't want that man. I keep
Yeah,
telling
we
you,
said it. I said it. Nope.
Haley don't want that man. So
And
what
she
you
wanted
gonna
her 15 minutes of fame.
That's
She
it.
got that. Now she over it.
She gone.
Right.
She's not quite as bad as Chris, but her and Chris are basically one and the same. Right? Because you looking for a reason. You looking for a reason. That's it.
Let me
That's all.
tell you,
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, she give me Christina vibes from last year.
Wait, which one was Christine?
Christina, the one that said
Oh,
she lived in
one
the
that was in her
whatever.
car. The one
Yeah,
that got
the one living in her car. Then she said she bipolar. Then she said something else, and then she said,
The
you
way
know,
they
she
accused
had
her husband of
got
being
a
gay.
text message saying that Henry was gay. You know, it was a bunch of stuff. Then she said she didn't say he was gay. Then she said that he just being mean to her. Then she said some other stuff. She gives me Christina vibes where you're never gonna get the truth out of her. She gonna keep trying to twist things and make it seem like everybody's beating up on her. She gonna play that victim role real good. This is just what I see. She mad about the 80s theme. I'm like, but at least he got a house and he worked
baby.
on
If that man want to
this
have
man,
an 80s room in his house, you ain't got to go in the 80s room, baby. Stay
right.
upstairs.
You got the rest of the house. And I think
Man,
he even said that he was willing to, do some redecoration for her. I don't see this being a bad thing. I just don't see her working out because I don't think she wants to. And I think that's just what it boils down to. She don't want to work out.
No, she definitely don't.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Okay, let's scoot on over to Virginia and Eric. I found it funny that Eric immediately when Virginia started talking about she got pets and everything. Did y'all notice he says, "Well, I go into my friend's house who have cats all the time, and I would never know that they have a cat." That makes
Like
me,
he said, her apartment was stinking. I'm sorry.
that's what I felt like he said. But she also said, "But that means that you're not so allergic."
he's not allergic. He don't want the cat. That's what it
Say you
is.
don't like cats, boy.
Because let me say this. I am allergic to cats. Okay. I'd have been over your house.
Mm-hmm.
Like my throat is. You like what the cat go over there, get out the room. Uh, I went to one of one of the older ladies in the community used to make chicken and dressing for us, and I used to have to go pick it up, and she had cats all over. When I tell you my face was blown up, it wasn't her house. It wasn't that her house was nasty. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you didn't even see the cats. My face was swollen walking out that lady's house. I was gonna die. I said,
Right.
if I Benadryl in there. So that man just don't want them cats. That's what it is. Period. He don't want.
And that's the thing. Also, again, that's another indicator that he's a my way or the highway person. He don't like the fact that she got pets, and so he's trying to come up with, well, I'm allergic, and like she said, I guess you're just gonna be taking that allergy medicine every day because I ain't giving up these cats. But the other thing is, I do know that they have hypoallergenic pets, but I know for the most part, ain't nobody finna pay that for a cat. So, bruh, just say her house stank. And
That's what it felt like he was saying to me. He didn't want
Probably
to
smell
insult
like
her.
weed.
Right. He didn't
The
want to
fuckers.
insult her. I'm gonna say it as nice as I can. I
love bees.
I'd go in my friends' houses and I don't ever know it's a cat there.
I feel like she got a hookah machine somewhere in that house.
She probably
Got a whole lot of stuff in that house that he probably don't want to.
He know he like doing that stuff. He know he like all that, but he gotta have a certain look on TV. That's what I think.
Job. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I really think that Eric's problem is he trying to show a certain way for work and for his mama.
But he messed it up in Vegas. He was drunk the whole time.
Ooh,
Baby.
hold on. Okay, Jacob and Hillary. When he went to her apartment and he saw the outfit, and he said, "Oh, I got Karen vibes."
Oh my God. I forgot about that.
Karen vibes from this outfit. I was like, come on, Jacob. Come on now. We got Karen vibes.
My mother Karen. He said, "Well, I'm getting Karen vibes." I'm like, Lord Jesus, that took me out. Okay, I'm
He was
sorry.
like, I'm not even gonna play with you, girl. But what's funny is her attitude strikes you, like, yeah, that outfit probably do work. And then he was looking at her little stonewashed jeans. He was like, okay, this is 80s. All right. And she was hot.
She sure was.
She was hot about that. She was like, I don't do 80s. I didn't grow up in the 80s. I didn't even live in the 80s. I'm like, he 38. So he ain't barely lived in the 80s either.
She keep trying to call him old the nicest way she know how to call him old. Or is it just
So how old is she? I forgot it. She's like 10 years younger,
28.
right? So
He's
she's
28.
Oh,
But the
please,
thing about
honey.
he's more youthful than she is. You can tell he's playful. He's he has a little fun. She's just sticking a bud. It's whatever. That's,
Okay. But that part tripped me out though when he said, "I'm getting Karen vibes from this outfit."
that was enough. That was enough for me. That was funny. Okay, y'all. Showdown time. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Let me tell y'all. Let me say what happened. All right. So Paige come off that plane by herself. She gonna check into that house by herself because
Lord Jesus.
Kristen went to Chicago. What had happened was he said he needed some time alone, but then what had happened was he come back to the apartment. He have a conversation with Paige, and then what had happened then? He had her turn. He said, "We didn't want the cameras here to record
you
this."
ain't gonna keep on. Oh Lord.
And then they talking, and he done turned both of their mics off. And next thing you know, they done had a conversation, and then all of a sudden, Paige calls production. She like, this MF done said he finna get back with his ex and he want a divorce and he done talk to a lawyer and he don't want to do this. I done put all my time. I will air this bitch out today.
I was like, Eric.
I was so proud of her in that moment.
Right.
In that way.
It went away.
In that moment. In
that moment. That is the operative phase. Because I was like, yes, bitch. I was happy.
Yes, you saw the rage. And she needed to finally do that. She needed to say all those things that she said.
But wait.
To him.
But wait, she changed her mind.
And
because he done said something to her like, I think I'm in love with you.
I think that's a whole ass lie. But
I also think before they went to the parking garage, he hit that again.
Because didn't she look different? Is it a girl? Didn't she look different?
Different.
That hair looked a little disheveled. That zipper was kind of crooked. And she was just bad. That mascara she had on was running. Yeah.
But here's my thing. I don't even think he went to Chicago. I think he just took another flight and came home and just
done.
Huh?
Let me tell you what I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have his luggage in my car.
It would have been at the airport in the lost and found.
Lost and found. Do you understand me? I know what kind of production. Hey, dog. I don't know where this my luggage going, but it ain't going with me.
It would have been at baggage claim. Period.
How about it would have still been at the hotel?
Period. Because we're not doing that. So that was the thing for me. Like, first of all, now you his concierge service, ma'am.
It's in my car,
ma'am. Ma'am, I don't care how married you think you are to this man after 7 whole days, and not a word from you.
Don't tell me that.
I just don't understand. But y'all, the conversation that she had with Pastor Cal, he had about 17 different faces in 30 seconds.
What the screenshot said, man? What the
emotions? The emotion. He took them glasses off like 10 times.
Girl, he had them on top of his head.
That must have been a long. That must have been a long conference. I mean,
long. They had to really do some editing. Long.
Kind of like on Love and Hip Hop LA, how Ray J would have his head on one side, then the other side, then Ray J had his head all the way on, then Ray J had his head off.
Heather, if you don't quit clowning.
That made no sense. Yep.
We done went off the rails. We done went off the rails, people. Okay.
That man.
He was just like, you know what? He look, Paige, I came with you today. And then this is what gets me. Chris saunters his ass into this meeting.
Of course he did, because he has to be at the center of attention.
But let me tell you, if I was production, you wouldn't be interrupting my production time. I'd be like, your call time was at 7:30. You're not gonna come just waltzing in here whenever you feel like it.
But because they knew it was gonna be drama, they knew it was gonna get ratings, they let him come on up anyway.
Yep.
In his holy pants, his tight, skinny holy pants.
Girl, then when he asking him, "Quit, you sure? You sure? You sure? Did you? When how pregnant is she? 6 weeks. So that mean you was doing stuff during the process? Yes, sir. Sorry, what?
What
I would
happened?
speak up, baby. I can't hear you.
Her father died. Her father died, and I went, huh?
Oh no, keep going.
No, you know, he was like, well, her father died, so that's when it happened. I went to go see her doing the grieving process and stuff like that. I'm like, look, if you tell that story one more damn time, I'm gonna throw my shoe at you.
Because don't nobody believe.
Let me also say this. What day was that they were in Las Vegas when they found out? Because they basically knew the whole week they were in Las Vegas. Am I correct?
Yeah, they found out the first day. That was the first day.
Right.
At this point, this bitch ain't 6 weeks pregnant no more. I'm gonna need you to add your weeks.
That's number one. Number two, let me go to the pregnancy calculator of it all. Pregnancy calculator. And because I need for y'all to know, and of course y'all know, I think everybody on this thing knows. Let's just say if you 6 weeks pregnant, you had sex approximately 8 weeks before. Which means that you never stopped.
Exactly. So you was just getting
and
in where
you was doing it wrong.
That's his specialty, sounds like it. But I saw a meme of him. I don't know when he made the statement about he wanted to clone him or reproduce himself over and over again. So he out here willing to shoot any club up as long as he get little hymns all over the planet.
Any club up at any time with anybody. The other thing is I need for somebody to pull a Paige to the side and tell her just because you just got your period does not clear you.
Exactly.
Pregnancy.
When he said that, I wanted to throw some at the TV, but I realized I bought that TV.
Yeah, that'd be kind of sad right there.
I didn't want to have to replace it.
Because she's like, well, yeah, I just had my period. I'm like, but you've been raw dogging last week, baby.
But we did it every day, but a couple. So y'all every day.
So last night and today.
Every day.
That you said all but a couple, so that was last night,
right?
And then today, when they was talking to Pastor Cal, because it's the only 2 days they were not around each other.
And then after Pastor Cal left, they did it. Like Faith said.
All I know
one more time,
Pastor Cal,
just so I can remember how beautiful it was. I bet that's what he said.
Because when he put her show on her whatever. Wait, y'all gonna make me pull up a screenshot. Hold on. I can't even do it. Right. But I had such a problem with the fact that, and I want to say it's all her fault. It kind of is. But at the same time, I have an issue with someone who's using people, obviously using her. And he knows how to play on her emotions because he knows that she's looking for the God-fearing man. He knows that, that all you gotta say is the Bible said, and it may not even be in the Bible, but just you said it. You he knows that, all you gotta say is God has a purpose for us, and she just like, okay. And and it's just a thing of he's just a slimy human. It's just
Yeah.
no better way to say it. That he's just slimy. Y'all give me a second while I'm talking and I'm pulling these up real quick. But there's just a lot wrong with the way he approaches things. And just like Pastor Kyle told him, he said, well, I want my child raised by anybody else. And he like, you can raise your child. That ain't got nothing to do with your wife.
Exactly.
It got nothing to do with your wife, baby boy.
That might say, I know I'm a pastor and I ain't supposed to say this, but that's BS. That's BS.
Right.
And we was like, we could go ahead and bleep you out. I mean, we ain't got no problem with them doing that, sir.
Go ahead, Cal. Say shit. Go on, because that's what you want.
Because we all done said it. We all over here saying it.
Exactly.
Because we want to know what is happening. And the sad part about it is Pastor Cal is always the one that everybody goes to. They know that he talks to everybody. He makes sure that they are that everybody's getting the proper amount of counseling. He wants to make sure that everybody's getting everything that he can give to them. But hell, at some point he get tired too. He tired of y'all.
But didn't he say he fights
for this?
But didn't he say he fights for all marriages on the show?
He
but
said
he said
except for
this one I can't do it.
He said except for this one.
He said, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it for this one. And you can't do nothing but respect somebody that say, of all the couples that I done fought with, these folks here is on their own, honey. They got to be on their own because I can't help you. I cannot help you. You don't want to be helped. It's like he almost said, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. I heard it. I heard him say it.
I want to be saved.
Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. And so it's just those things. I don't even know what happened to that last one. That last picture that I was gonna pull. I don't know. I think he ran away from me, but whatever. I'm gonna just show y'all these that I got because child, the many faces. But I'm gonna do this right here. Pastor Cal just tired. You could tell he tired. But let me see. I'll pull this up real quick. Y'all know we is 2 hours and 36 minutes into this. We're gonna be able to do about it. So there's that. There is that. So let me share this real quick. Share screen. Yes. Y'all. Okay, so first of all, let me make this look right. Oh, it's not sharing it yet. Okay. It's probably because I didn't add it. There we go.
There you go.
All right. So this is my thing. If this boy mouth is moving,
he lying.
Look, in synchronous. Look, he lying.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Look at this. And she knew right there he was lying. That's why she was looking at him like that.
But she gives this I'm real tired of you attitude in the facial area.
Yep.
But whatever good he done gave her,
it ain't that good.
The rest of her body. Hey, he got to be doing something because the rest of her body is telling a whole different story.
Girl, think about this. If you hadn't had consistent whatever in a long time, any of it is great.
It's a lie.
Let me tell this story now. Hush.
Say, Deborah Candy, give me just right. I'll be all right.
Get it in there. So then they done made Pastor Cal like question everything going on in his life. Like Pastor Cal at this point is like, I can't believe I'm hearing this.
He started to look like he made some bad decisions. He trying to figure out which way did he go wrong.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because he like, I told these folks this was not a good idea. You can see the reflection happening right there. Like, I remember telling these folks this was not a good idea. But what did they do? They went on and did it anyway. Then he went over here because I don't know what happened to the other pictures, but let me just show you that picture right there where they interviewing him. He doing his little post-production interview. He like, I told them this was not a good idea. That's the look he giving. And then this right here. That where's my mouse? Okay, so my mouse is here. You see that leg cross right there? That's that. Boy, if you was my child's boyfriend, I come across this room on you. You see how she right here. See this right here? He like, this my baby right here, and you done really messed up. And that's how he looking right there. So you see what's happening in him. That's that face right there. So after they had this conversation, it's these hands right here that's bothering me. It looked like
it's her face. Why she?
It's her face. First of all, why did you even allow him to get close enough to you to say anything? After he said he wanted that divorce, you don't have no more words for me.
Divorce, then, baby. Don't let nobody tell you they don't want you twice.
And she
the million times
me. I want to punch her in the nose, but it was my TV. I was gonna have to pay for another.
Again, you can't do that. You cannot do that.
I had to put my.
Don't tear up your TV. Don't.
I had to put my phone.
I have to do a GoFundMe for a new TV.
Hey, don't give me one too, because if she keep on with these shenanigans, my phone gonna meet my TV.
Y'all so meet TV next week. I promise it is.
Listen. Listen. That's all I got to say. Listen. That's why this hand got more nails, so I can grab the air with this hand.
My name ain't Linda. I ain't listening.
Listen, Linda.
Man, it's like I feel bad. I feel bad because I feel bad, but I don't feel bad because she's just showing that she really doesn't care for herself like that. You know, she has very low self-esteem. If she's gonna go along with everything that dude done told her, I don't care what she's saying that she believes in her religious beliefs. No. If you truly care and love yourself enough, you would not stand for it.
Right.
Show you who they are the first time.
Yep.
But you know, you keep on, well, God this and God that. God didn't have not one time. You ain't gonna see it. He ain't never told you to be stupid.
No, he didn't say that. And he ain't gonna tell. First of all, God don't believe in struggle love. I don't know where they get this from. God don't, you know, I don't think, and I think that's the thing. They think you got to go through something so it can mean something. You ain't got to. No, somebody you just met yesterday.
I really want this to be the love story. I really want this to be our love story.
Well, it ain't.
I need you to love yourself. That's the love story right there. Fall in love with you.
We said that's it. That's the post. Because I don't know what to do with this.
Esteem of oneself. Self-esteem is esteem of oneself. Okay? That's what it is. To quote the great scholar Cat Williams.
I was about to say it.
If you don't love you, I don't know who you think gonna love you. It ain't gonna happen. If you don't love you, you can't make nobody do. And clearly, I'm sorry again. She probably didn't hear him say, "Oh shit," when she was walking down the aisle. No, she did.
No, she didn't hear that.
If her folks didn't say nothing to her, that might say, because I'm not attracted to you. That's it. Done. A production. Come on. Get him now.
And while we at it, can we address the issue with if one more of them say he or she completes me, I'm gonna have a whole tantrum.
Okay, here goes. I ain't been married, but I know it ain't no half and half situation.
No.
It's two whole people coming together.
Exactly.
Half a man.
And if before I was married my husband, and we went to marriage counseling, that was the first thing the pastor that was marrying us said. There is no such thing as you completing him and him completing you. If you're not a complete person, you need to reevaluate the situation that you are going into.
Right.
I don't know who pastor ain't telling who what, but that's what I was told, and I promise you, I edited that statement from my whole vocabulary because there is no way they can complete you because you should have already been a whole person when you got there.
Y'all
Right.
should be complimentary of each other. Ain't nobody completing nothing, but let's compliment each other.
There you go.
That man from Tom Cruise in that movie, he told that girl she complete him, and
That
they
was a
done
whole
ran-
ass lie.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
they done ran with that is. Listen,
Because three of these people so far have said that, and I'm just like, if you don't shut
Yeah, that's a no for me. That's a no for me, dog. All right, y'all. We at the end of this thing. We are 2 hours and 44 minutes in. So let's just go ahead and say, anybody want to give a rating, or we just gonna wait? Okay, let's wait till next week. I hear that. Yes.
Yeah.
So next week we're gonna see that there's gonna be a showdown between the fiance and the wife. Interesting. How ghetto. And so yeah. Okay.
Can't wait.
baby dumb. This baby so dumb. She's so dumb. Lord Jesus, she dumb.
I'm gonna need them to go and change the name of this one to the Paige and Chris show.
That's what they need to do, and have a spinoff show of all the stuff that we don't see.
The never before seen footage.
Pretty much, they could do that. Couples cam, but not really a couple.
The review crew would like our 5-10% off the top. Thank you very kindly.
Thank you. That's what we doing. That's what we doing over here. Anyway, so ladies, any last words so we can go ahead and close this out and start the after party?
I'm rooting for Clara and Ryan if he gets out his own way, and I'm rooting for Vincent and Brianna if they can see fit to be wholly honest about who they are and come to some kind of agreement that they both need work and they can get it done together if they're patient with each other.
Okay.
So, I don't know about everybody else.
I think that can close us out.
Yep. That's it for me.
Agreed. Let's pass around the offering plate.
I heard the Lord.
Anyway, ladies, thank you again for joining tonight with tonight's foolishness. We got our Vespers going right now.
Is she singing?
How you feeling doing right now?
Benediction.
What is it called? Dr. Watts. What are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. We got the benediction going, y'all. Look, I done pulled out my darn sage again.
Your spirit. You get after we done talked about this foolishness.
Yeah, I got my sage out. Look, I got my sage here.
Oh God.
I got my tarot cards. I got 2 sets of oracle cards tonight because I just
Lord God. Okay.
That's where I am in life right now. So anyway, so we thank y'all for joining us. Thank you again. We'll be back sometime next week. For I think the next one we're doing is Bell Collective. So we'll be reviewing that, and then after that we'll be reviewing Love and Marriage not Love and Marriage Hip Hop. What am I saying?
I was about to ask you, is that something we ain't know about yet?
Love and Marriage Hip Hop coming on next. No, but Love and Marriage Huntsville. So you guys look out for that. We will definitely post the reminder and the thumbnail so you guys can join us. Again, thank you, ladies, for joining me with this foolishness tonight. And everybody have a good night. Y'all say bye.
Bye.
Bye.